you listen to me real good. I've told you once, I said it 1,000 times. You get out of those pagan, satanic, religious, Christian churches. Christians do not follow the commandments of the Bible. Christians do what they want to do. They make up their own laws, their own rules, and their own regulations. Come out of her, my people, and come out from among them. And it's real simple and easy to ascertain who are these people you need to come out from. Easy. Number one, if they keep Sunday, that's an automatic sign that you need to not have any fellowship with these commandment-breaking, wicked deceivers and seducers and bewitchers of the truth. Simple. Shalom, shalom, shalom. The King is coming. Well, hallelujah. We're here on another Blog Talk Radio. Got my sidekick in here, Teacher Shane and Elder Mitch. Elder Mitch down here from Straitway, Kentucky East. And we're here to do this broadcast here tonight. And also, I like to say that if a leader does not stimulate thought amongst his people, then how will we ever come to an expected end?
Can't do it. Amen.
Thoughts have to be stimulated. Now, I realized that last Sabbath that Teacher Shane read an article, and it had a lot of people going, Now, the difference is that I've been around Teacher Shane for over 25 years, so I know him probably better than anybody. And I know his intent, and I know how it can also be misconstrued and stuff, but yet at the same time I can understand exactly what people can hear because of the message and the way it was conveyed. So what we're going to do here tonight is we're going to actually go into, we got a few things to go into. First of all, we're going to go into the Bible, we're going to go into American history, and then we're going to talk about the systemic racism that is going on in this country, and we're going to talk about the mindset of what difference does it make? Mm-hmm. What difference does it make? Now, I've said this before, and sometimes I'm going to be a little bit more redundant based on the things I've said in the past. What difference does it make is always in respect and honoring the truth. Hallelujah. That's what differences make. And no matter what that truth is, we're not to bury the truth, especially when it relates to color, melanation, or what has been a new term in our society today called race. Yeah. Now, we all know that the scriptures does not speak about race. Nope. Race is a modern term that started in the 17th century, yes, by that German philosopher by the name of Johann Blumenbach. And he did, rather than defining people based on their nationality, like the scriptures does in the Table of Nations, in Bereshit, the 10th chapter, or Genesis, the 10th chapter, he decided to define people based on Caucasoid, Mongoloid, and Negroid. Mm-hmm. And where they get this stuff from is beyond me. It's beside me. I have no idea where it comes from. But it also makes a difference because it upsets so many people when the subject is brought up, yes, on both sides of the fence. Yes, sir. All right? And because it upsets so many people, you know that we're one here at Straitway. We're not used to juggling concepts. We're not used to dodging the big proverbial elephant in the rooms. And there's been a lot of things over the years that's been perpetuated down through the ages by our European counterparts. Oh, definitely. And yes, so we have to actually get to the truth, because you know just as well as I do that when we're dealing with American racism, the whole world is privily, not privily, to the systemic racism that goes on here in America. America has such a black stain throughout the whole entire world. And that is why the world is also then joined in, yes, on the protest, is because you're not supposed to oppress people that are the minority, yes, in your nation. Now, when we're dealing with American racism or systemic racism or biblical racism based on the perspective, I'm going to start off by saying, when I was a little boy and I grew up here in the construct of America, all I ever seen was pictures of a white Jesus.
Yes, that's true.
Of a white Jesus. Long blonde hair and blue eyes.
Likewise.
And I didn't think nothing about it.
Nope, not at all.
They pointed a picture to me and said, that's Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about the color or non-color of his skin.
True.
All I wanted to do was be saved.
That's it.
Amen.
Does anybody else out there have them same sentiments?
Yes, sir.
Didn't trouble me or bother me at all.
Amen.
However, that's when I was a boy. Mm-hmm. Now I'm a man. Mm-hmm. I have the ability to read, to write, and to comprehend.
Yes.
True.
Which, if I'm going to bounce thoughts off over here in this country right here, there was a time in this country that if my people, and when I define my people, when I say my people, I'm talking about based on our ethnic background and the way that we look.
Yes.
There was a time in this country right here that if my people even tried to read or write, you got the death penalty. You got the death penalty because when the founding fathers, the alleged so-called founding fathers of this country was writing the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, and then when they were speaking about all men were created equal, that did not involve the slaves.
Nope.
That did not. So we're going to get into the Bible to see what the Bible says, how you're supposed to treat your slaves. Because if we go there, then we'll know what was of the Father and what wasn't of the Father.
Yes, sir.
And we're also going to deal with the hearts of men as well, and why people dodge certain issues, or why certain issues are so sensitive that it causes an uproar inside the minds and hearts of the people. So these are things that we definitely are going to have to deal with, and these are things that we're definitely going to have to speak about in order that we all be on the same sheet of music. All right? So I realize that a lot of things today are literally rooted in fear. But if we starting from the biblical perspective, somebody represents the biblical branches. Somebody does. Somebody is the branches in the Bible that the Messiah gave a warning to people and said, boast not against the branches.
Yes.
Somebody fix that. While we all would like to paint a broad brush, there is a truth, a hard truth in this day and time and hour we're living in right now. And this is not only a truth, but a scientific fact. The scientific fact is this: you cannot get color from white, but you can get white from black. In other words, the spectrum of a man, and we're going to use these simple terms because if we start throwing a lot of things around, it will confuse people. So we're going to try to keep it vanilla here, if I can use that and be pure. But if Adam was a white man, there would not be one black person on the face of planet Earth.
True.
Does everybody understand that? I hope everybody can get that. And so, if that offends you, then I think that you probably need to go and do some spiritual evaluation.
Definitely.
Because the problem does not lie with truth or those who represent the truth. The problem lies with what could be in your background or your history.
Yes.
All right. So we got to face a lot of things here tonight. There are certain secrets concerning our ancient belief system and the scriptures that we all know that has been modernly covered up for the fear that is going to destabilize and undermine the Eurocentric program, especially concerning not only what color were the ancient Hebrew Israelites, but not only that, but what color was Jesus himself. Now, we all know that during the first century, when Yeshua was here on the scene, we know that there's no way in hell that Yeshua or the Israelites could have been a white people.
Amen.
Period, point blank. It just was not so. We also have seen, according to the truth of the Apocrypha, also that the nations painted over the images and made all the images that were melanated, made them white. And of course, then we have racism. See, people don't like to define racism, but we also have racism in Hollywood as well.
Oh, yes.
I mean, why change the characters of the book just so it can appease your conscience? When you know that Moses was not a white man. Moses did not look like Charlton Heston. We got plenty of black people or black actors that could fulfill those roles.
Yes.
But because when you are in a privileged position and you dominate and rule in this particular world at this time right here, in order to be able to make people's mental psyche feel comfortable and acceptable, they've got to change the people. They've got to change the way that the people look in order to appease their conscience. Because when your conscience is guilty, it's very hard for you to recognize the truth and then purport that truth and continue to preach that truth to the respective generations that are coming behind you, especially when you've done this people a great evil. Especially when you've done a great evil. So, biblically speaking, we know, and it's coming hard here, so y'all need to get yourself together and ready. Biblically speaking, we know that the Bible teaches us that there's a certain curse that comes with a certain color of skin. In other words, it never, ever, ever says to us that a black man or a red man or a yellow man or any other man, as far as that's concerned, is cursed when their skin has melanin in it. It only speaks about white skin being cursed. As a matter of fact, it even calls them clean leopards. But, however, if it had a spot in there, and it changed the color of the hair that came up out of their skin, then you will be unclean. All right?
True.
So, Miriam, Naaman, Gehazi, Uzziah, and Moses were all turned white as a result of a curse. Not because of a blessing, but because of a curse. So, therefore, it couldn't be more obvious that they were originally melanated or black people. And if it offends you, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry for telling the truth.
Amen.
It's just the truth that needs to be told.
Amen.
And it's the stuff that really, truly needs to be accepted, because how you approach the Bible is going to chart when you have so-called crossed over and you become an Israelite. It's going to chart your viewpoint, the way you see things, the way you deal with things as you go forward. Because if the Israelites were a melanated people, and then there are people that are still alive today that fit the description of this book right here, then that means there is an honor and there is a respect that is owed to them and due to them based on them being chosen by the Most High Yah himself. Now, we all know the history of Israel, how that they actually went back on the Most High. We always know that. We're going to go back and forth here just for a little bit this morning or this evening, and we're going to try to put all this in line. Okay, so now we're going to jump over here to 1619. All right, we're going to jump over here in American history. I spoke about affirmative action maybe a few years ago. You remember I talked about affirmative action? And the best way to sum up affirmative action is like this. If myself and Teacher Shane was in a race, 100-yard dash, and he starts off at the 60-yard dash, and I start off at the 0 line, and they blow the gun, shoot the gun, there's no way in hell I can catch up, and there's no way in hell I can call that an equal race, and there's no way in hell I could ever finish with the same time that he finished.
Amen.
That's called white privilege in this country because of the atrocities that has actually been laid out and passed down throughout the history in this country right here. Because the real truth of American history is this, is that the Bible, when it speaks about conquest, when it speaks about taking over one of another nation, if you are the real true Israelites, the Most High Yah told you to go and fight those Philistines. The Most High Yah told you to go do this. Now, the Most High Yah told us in the prophecies of the prophets that he was scattered Israel from one end of this earth to another. And he also mentioned a people, a nation of a fierce countenance. Their countenance would be so fierce that they would have no respect for young or old. And they would just literally just run blitzkrieg all over the place. I mean literally blitzkrieg over people and not give one damn about them. In America, we all can say, according to history, that the white man don't give a damn about black people. Never has, never will. Never has given a damn about black people. And so, America and the white people that is in this country have benefited from over 250 years of free labor. 250 years of free labor from the slaves that was taken from the Ivory Coast, West Africa. All right? Anytime I try to sit down and talk with a white person in this country about race relations, the first thing they want to do is they want to shift the narrative and talk about black on black crime rather than dealing with what we're dealing with right now. Because I can easily talk about the black on black crime. First of all, who put those drugs in that neighborhood?
Yep.
Who put those guns in that neighborhood?
Yep.
We don't, economically, we don't have the position to be able to buy those drugs or put those drugs in the neighborhood. Somebody has got to put those drugs in the neighborhood. And it's just, it's painful stuff like this that is a literal reality that people today choose to stick their head in the sand and not want to have anything to do with. Now, when we talk about America, when we literally talk about American history right here, we're talking about a history that modern day white man simply cannot deal with. The only way he can deal with it is if he's born again, or the watering of the Spirit, and he has crossed over and become a true Israelite, which at that time you end up taking up on not only the blessings but the curses of Israel.
Come on.
You end up taking on the plight of Israel.
Amen.
And that is your new family, and that is your brother from that point.
Hallelujah.
Is that making any sense?
Amen.
And if people can't see that, then you're not Israel. Because if you're going to take on the Messiah of Israel, which the scriptures clearly, truly say that salvation. Brother Saint, can you go ahead and get John 4:24? 4:24. We're going to rock and roll here for a second. How we doing so far?
Great.
Doing so far. All right. John 4:24. Go ahead. When you have it, go ahead and read.
Yah is a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And they that worship him must
do what?
worship him
In what?
in spirit
And what?
and in truth.
We have got to come to the truth of all this and not stumble around with it anymore. Okay? We have got to literally stay the course.
Yes.
And we got to tell it like it is.
Amen.
When the shoe fit, when it don't fit. Makes no difference.
Hallelujah.
Self-autonomy helps a person to exercise independent thinking. How many times y'all heard me say this?
Many times.
And the reason why, because self-autonomy will cause a person to pursue happiness and the freedom of self-determination and the freedom of self-predestination.
Come on.
And we all have depended on a system that educates us to be subordinate.
Come on. Amen.
So Yah has a people. And it's clearly defined as salvation is of the Yehudim.
Yes.
And then Paul, the apostle Saul, who was mistaken for an Egyptian. And we know that there were no white Egyptians.
No.
He was mistaken for an Egyptian. And Paul clearly told the people that salvation is of the Jew first, then also to the Greek or the Gentile or the Goyim or the nations. So there's a people that goes there first. Now we have grown up in a system in this world called Christianity.
Amen.
And whether you like it or not, religion has a big play in the construct of a society. And when Christianity was purported and placed upon us, what all came with Christianity, not only all their lies of their feast days, but what else came with the lies of Christianity is what the prophet Jeremiah said, is that surely the pensement of the scribe is in vain. And that vanity comes in scriptures like this. Let's go to Ephesians, the 6th chapter, verse 5. let's look at some of these things and we'll see where this penmanship is in there. Because now if you go back in time, and you got slave master making sure that Sambo Coon is preaching the Bible the white man's way to the slaves.
True.
You're the slave. And the white man is the master.
Yes.
You are the servant. And the white man is the master. And he's teaching Sambo Coon, Buck Dancing Johnny, how to preach this word because he can't read.
Yep.
And he can't write, so he's telling them what to preach. You would hear this often. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 5.
Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters.
So when the slaves hear that, they will say, that's the word of God.
Yeah.
So I am supposed to be obedient to that white man over there.
Yeah.
That's the translation they would get. And then the white man would use this as a means to take advantage of them using the scripture. Read on.
According to the flesh.
See that? So you see white man over here, you're the servant, he the master, and you read the scripture says, servants be obedient to them that are your masters automatically as a man in captivity, as a woman in captivity. One you call massa. You're going to look over there and you're going to read, you're going to hear this word being read, and automatically you're going to think it's talking about that master or that white man has got you in slavery. It's not going to tell you it's talking about those who are real, true, bona fide Israelite preachers and teachers and leaders, like the prophets talk about, like the Apostle Paul talked about, evangelists, pastors, teachers, wives or husbands, and it was only talking about the white man, and they used this to their advantage. Read on.
With fear and trembling,
And
singleness of your heart, as unto Christ.
so you serve in the slave's mindset, and it's being preached to them. You serve this white man just like you serve Jesus. That's what they would get. All right. Colossians 3:22. Teach Colossians 3:22. Now, mind you, we still gonna go back in the Bible, and then we're gonna come on back again in American history. All right. Read on. 3:22.
There we go. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh. Not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing Yah.
So if you are a slave and you're hearing these passages of Paul's epistles read to you, what do you think has already been ingrained in you? What do you think has already been ingrained with you? Mind you, these are the same people that stole you from your land. And when they come through a righteous conquest, stole you from your land. Raped you, sodomized men, raped the women, gave them all kind of diseases. Syphilis, clap, gonorrhea, the whole 9 yards. Raped children. And while I'm saying raping children, you know that famous president called Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah.
Anybody ever heard of him before?
Yes.
Old Tommy.
Mr. Nickel.
Tommy was one of the presidents. Matter of fact, Tommy is the author of the Declaration of Independence. Tommy was married to a white woman, had a family. But Tommy loved a 14-year-old girl by the name of Sally Hemings. Took her across state lines. Had sex with her and produced a whole lot of children that the white man will call bastards today.
True.
Are y'all hearing me?
Yes.
Now, y'all might ask, what do you keep bouncing around for, Pastor?
All right, come on, Pastor.
Believe me, there's a method to the madness here.
Yes, there
See,
is.
because when I associate all of this with American history, that has been, it's been totally eradicated from the books. You don't ever hear this history. You don't get this history in the public food system. You didn't grow up with this history.
No.
I didn't know a damn thing about slavery at all until Roots came out in the 70s with Alex Haley.
Yes,
That is
sir.
so true.
And when that came out, I went to a white school, and the next day we were fighting at the school.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Man.
There was number 20 blacks in the whole damn school, and we were fighting. Fisticuffs. Can you imagine that? All right now. Watch this one. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18. All of these passages I'm giving to you, you need to actually remember these. Read on.
Servants,
Go ahead.
be subject to your masters
Mm-hmm.
with all fear,
Uh-huh.
not only to the good and gentle,
Uh-huh.
but also to the fraud.
Also, that damn white man is cracking that whip on your ass. You see what I mean? So they misuse the scriptures to substantiate their position in wickedness.
Truth and righteousness.
They held us right. They held the truth in unrighteousness. And these passages of scripture was read to our people every Sunday. Every Sunday.
Sunday.
When they told you to get your black ass out in that damn field, nigga, guess where you were? You were already conditioned to obey your wicked ass white master that didn't tell you he was wicked because he was trying to place himself and put himself up as if the Bible was actually talking about him himself.
True.
Because remember, you have been robbed, melanated people, of a knowledge of self.
True.
You've been stripped of your language. You've been stripped of your culture. Go to Jeremiah 17:4. You have been stripped of your language. You have been stripped of your history. Everything's been taken away from you. And the only thing you know is that white man is God. Basically. He the chosen one. Then you get to the white man's religion, Christianity. It ain't no place for you. Not at all. Because God is white. Jesus is white. The Israels are white. All the book is white. Everything is white. And that's before we come to the term whitewashed. Does that make any sense?
Yep.
Whitewashed. And that's why in this culture, y'all heard me say in the past, it's amazing the reverse psychology and the mental psychology and the psychological warfare that they play on us. You heard me talk about the pool table. You got one ball that is superior over all the other balls. And that white ball knocks the hell out of every ball, and the last damn ball they get it is the 8 ball, and guess what color is the 8 ball? He black. Melanated. Angel food Kate is white.
Yes.
Devil food Kate is black. I ain't going to forever and ever. And you don't think, hey, you see TV commercials to where they will sit a little black girl down and they will give her 2 dolls and say which one is the good doll and which one is the evil doll. And she will say the good doll is the white doll and the evil doll is a black doll. You don't think there's something wrong with that? See, all this is stuff, again, it may be too painful for you to relate to. But see, whenever you're talking about race and you're trying to tell people that just forget it. Don't worry about it. You can't do that. You can't, because the Bible don't teach us to forget. The Bible teaches us to remember.
Yes.
Remember our captivities, how we got there, remember the Sabbath day, and the only thing you ought to forget is your iniquities, your sins, the things that are cast behind you. Because to forget history is to repeat history again.
True.
The same mistakes again. If we was to forget it, then the same white man that raped, robbed, murdered, pillaged, and lied to us, stoned us, hung us, beat us, ripped us apart, had dogs eating us, he would do it again.
Yes.
And so when you're armed with knowledge, guess what? When you're armed with knowledge, no longer you can say just like the Jews would say, never again. Never again. So you have to be armed with the truth and knowledge going forward. You must be armed with the truth and knowledge. You got Jeremiah 17 verse 4? Go ahead and read.
And thou, even thyself,
even yourself,
shall discontinue from thine heritage.
From thy heritage. And that's what we done. We discontinued from our heritage. Now, the only thing we forget is like Yah forgets. He will throw your sins into the depths of the sea. They can't even be retrieved. He will separate them as far from the east to the west. But other than that, you remember every damn thing. You remember everything that everybody do to you. Evil.
Come on.
You remember that. Now, laws concerning slavery. Laws concerning slavery and indentured servitude. All right? Let's go to Exodus chapter 21. We're going to go to the Torah. And then we're going right back into some more American history. We jabbing on it.
Oh, yeah.
We jabbing on it. And then we're going right back to the book again.
Yeah.
All right? To let y'all see that when you see black people who are the minority in this country, but the majority in the world, when you see us talking about this, we're not talking about this because we want to go out and kill all white people. Now, there are some melanated people who want to kill all white people. No doubt about it. We're talking about this because there's been too many injustices.
True.
Our voice has been silent. I told all the Israelites, listen, I told them, and I told them in the vein of what I do. I said, if I'm on a traffic stop and I believe my life is getting ready to get in threat because of this dang person right, this damn cop, and especially I got my shies I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. I got my shies in the car, and if they see a damn cop draw down on me, shoot his ass to death, and I'll be picking up the rest of it if he got the drop on me. If he tried to even do something, even handle my wife in the wrong way, that damn cop going to sleep that day. And no laws is going to protect his ass from me. Am I making any damn sense? I'm not about to go off into damn eternity because somebody got a case of the ass in their Ku Klux Klan closet. Or there's some damn white supremacist closet and they got a vendetta against black people. I don't even know where the envy come from. Tell you the truth. How in the hell you get all the damn envy from all this shit to do us wrong and shit when y'all have been the ones who treating our people wrong ever since the beginning? It makes no sense. So I don't expect all white people to understand why not only do we feel this way, why we need to come and sit at the table and not only talk about this, but change is already happening. Change is already happening in this country. Because it's obvious that not only all white people in this country know that there's something wrong, besides the racists, but the world knows that there's something wrong.
Oh.
And that's why they're out in mass in protest.
Come on.
Start at verse 2, Exodus chapter 21, verse 2, read on.
If thou buy an Hebrew servant.
If you bind, and this is a Hebrew buying a Hebrew.
Yes.
Are y'all hearing me?
Yes.
This is a Hebrew buying a Hebrew. Let's see what the law says. Come on.
6 years he shall serve.
How long?
6 years.
And we've been here for 401 years in this country.
Yes.
And these supposed to be these white people who call themselves the people of the book. Oh, you see how I'm drawing this?
Yeah.
You see how I'm drawing this, right?
Yeah.
The law tells us if we buy a Hebrew servant, how many times we've been bought and sold on the auction block? Mm-hmm. How many times have our families been torn apart?
Countless.
Men been used as mandingos and studs. Mm-hmm. To breed, to make more slaves for more free labor. Mm-hmm. More free labor. And then in this particular free labor right here, you've got generational wealth being passed down from one generation to the next. Slave master to slave master son. That slave master son becomes the master, then he has children, and then his wealth gets passed down. And all this is free labor. Free labor.
Commerce.
250 years of free labor. And then you wondering why that a lot of black people are bitching about our damn plight. About the schools ain't no damn good. About we don't want no damn jobs. We want to own our own land out there. We want our 40 acres and a mule. We want everything that has been coming to us, that was promised to us, that should have been given to us. And you know that America is the only country that ain't never even repented for racism, slavery. You know that? We got just 2 states. I think it was Virginia was one of them. That just got finished eradicating slavery off the books in 2013. And we don't think there's something wrong. So when we see cops killing melanated folks on the side of damn road, I literally get offended when you get white folks out here bitching and telling them to shut up. More white people die at the hands of the cops than white black people. No, they don't. There's a problem. There's a serious problem that needs to be addressed. And what we don't want in this country is to have serious discussion and dialogue. We don't want change. So when you ask me about the protest that's going on in this country, my sentiment is tear the whole damn thing down because you don't own nothing anyway. Well, I don't like that, Pastor Dow. You have your opinion, I have mine. Either way it goes, we can't stop them from tearing it down any damn way. It's still being torn down because something is wrong. Something is wrong. Now let's go back to the laws of slavery. If you are a Hebrew, you bind another Hebrew, he's supposed to serve you 6 years, but in the 7th year you do what?
He shall go out free.
You let him go free. Read on.
For nothing.
Come on.
If he came in by himself.
If he came in by himself.
He shall go out by himself.
He shall go out by himself. Come on. Is this law righteous or not?
Yes.
Read on.
If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him.
You hear that? Not be sold to somebody else.
Yes.
Not to be sold to the next damn plantation owner and stuff so she can be studied by another damn mandingo. Like some damn animal. Like they some type of chattel and shit. You follow me?
True.
He said that his wife should be with him.
Yes.
And this is the Christianity of America that says that we love Jesus. Bullshit. These are lying ass devils.
Yes.
Come on.
If his master had given him a wife, and she had borne him son and daughter.
Now, if the master had given him a wife and she has borne him son and daughter, come on.
The wife and her children shall be her masters.
The wife and the children, they still belong to the master. And this master is going to be the Hebrew. If we flip it over here, if he had a slave, a woman, and then another slave came in and he had children by them, according to the righteous law of Torah, the woman and the children still belongs to the master, but look what the law has to say, read.
And he shall go out by himself.
He has the option to go out by himself, but come on.
And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master.
And the only one that loved the master is that damn Samuel, was it in Mandingo? Django?
Yeah, Django.
The Django, he played that part too damn good.
Yeah, too good.
He played that part too damn good.
Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, Uncle Ruckus, boy, he loved his master.
Yeah.
He loved his master. Mm-hmm. He loved his master so much that he had got to the point he didn't give a damn about his people.
Sure didn't.
That's what we call Sambo Coon.
Sellout.
That's what we call a house nigga. Mm-hmm. House Negro. That's what we call a sellout. Read on.
I love my master, my wife, and my children. I will not go out free.
I'm going to ask you a question. So far, what we read in the Torah, did we have this option?
No.
Did our people have this option?
Nope.
No, we didn't have this option. See, my next question in the midst of all this is how is it that reading this Torah and knowing what's went on in American history, how come you can't feel our pain?
Real talk.
Why are you totally oblivious to our pain? We all know about generational curses.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. We know how that we come through our family. Yeah, we do. We know that. Especially those of us in warfare, spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
How is it that you can even twist your mouth to even be against us? When you know we're telling the truth, is it that painful? Read on.
Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost. And his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever.
Go to 11th verse.
And if he do not these things,
Yeah, keep going.
and if he do not these three unto her,
Come on.
then shall she go out free without money. He that smiteth a man so that he dies shall be surely put to death.
If you smite a man that he die, he shall surely be what?
Put
Put to death.
How many white slave owners killed black slaves?
Many.
The book says he should do what?
He put to death.
He should be put to death. How many white slave masters got put to death at the righteousness of this Torah right here?
None.
Not a one. Not a one. There ain't no way in hell you going to tell me that these are the people of the book.
Because he was Nat Turner.
Ain't no way in hell. The book clearly tells you they should be put to damn death. Mm-hmm. And they were going out, if a black man, Nat Turner in the game, like you mentioned, went out and got vengeance and started killing all of them, they got their police posse together to make sure they go out and annihilate every one of them.
The police.
And I'm going to ask it again. How many slave masters killed black slaves?
Probably all.
And according to the Torah, if we go by the righteous of it, the Torah said that every single one of them, some one of their ass should have been killed them damn selves. But did that happen in America? Can we depend on American justice? Mm-mm. We can't do that. That's why melanated people today, black people in this country, don't trust white people. Mm-mm. That's the reason why. They don't trust because look at the privilege that they got. They're not submitted to this word. Nope. In any way, shape, fashion, or form. Keep reading, teach.
And if a man lie not in wait, but Yah delivered him into his hand, then will I appoint thee a place whither he shall flee. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile.
You hear that? This is just talking evil.
Yeah.
Come on.
Thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die.
And that's something. If you slander your damn neighbor, if you speak evil and twist and walk and you lie on your neighbor. What was that white woman? They caused that black man, that little black to get Emmett Till. Emmett Till. Her ass should have died. If American justice was really truly biblical, built on Christian principles, like they say,
yeah, true.
Her white ass should have been put to damn death for lying on him.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Did that happen?
No. She lived a long life. A long life.
Long life.
The wicked long.
See what I'm saying? Let's go to Leviticus. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go to Deuteronomy. Y'all write down Leviticus chapter 25 and read verses 39 through 55. Because that's some serious business right there. There's laws concerning slavery. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 15, read verses 12 through 18, teach. How are we doing so far? Are we on it?
Oh, yeah.
Are we on it?
And if thy brother...
If thy what?
Brother.
Come on.
An Hebrew man.
A Hebrew man, watch this.
Or an Hebrew woman.
Or a Hebrew what?
Woman.
Come on.
Be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years.
Come on.
Then in the 7th year, thou shalt let him go free from thee.
You hear that? You should let him go free from thee. Come on.
And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty.
Y'all hear that? Now, how many of us ever got set free?
None.
Now, again, this is they claim to be a Christian nation, and they love holding up this Bible. They love holding up this Bible. God, that Christian do. Yeah, they do evangelism.
God bless America.
Yo, God bless America. How can God bless this shit? Ain't no way in hell God would be a damn fool to sit up and bless some shit like this the way that they have acted. Mm-hmm. Ain't no way in hell.
Real talk. Real.
You see how righteous the law is?
Yes, sir.
Do you see how righteous the law is?
Yes.
It speaks clear on how you're supposed to handle your slaves.
Yep.
It speaks clear. Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Read on.
And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty, but thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock and out of thy floor.
Wait. When did a white slave owner ever do this in America? When? When?
I don't have a clue.
When? So there is no righteous white slave owners. Never has been in America. And y'all think there's something wrong with it? No, see, this attitude passes down from generation to generation to generation to generation. And it becomes systemic. See, what I'm doing is I'm comparing what happened in this country to what the Bible says. This is a Christian nation, right? Believing in God.
Yeah.
In God we trust.
Yeah, sure they do.
That's what they say, right? See, you're finding out. Now you see the reason why the black man calls the white man devils.
Yeah.
Because you use religion and you hold the Bible to do dishonor.
Yes.
No justice to a people.
Yep.
They can't even, that if you read and if you got caught reading or if you write, you will be put to death.
Yeah, real talk.
On the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Read on.
And out of thy winepress, of that wherewith Yahweh thy Elohim hath blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm going to ask you a question. If white people are the original people of the book, when have they ever been in slavery as a nation? When? When?
No clue.
Come on.
Crickets.
Come on.
Nothing.
Now, we're going to stop right there for a second. We live in a time that now the children of these slave owners who have already had a head start,
Oh, yeah.
who have already had what is termed today as white privilege. We live in a time now that the children hold themselves not guilty for what their forefathers has done. They're always trying to separate and put distance between what their forefathers done. But what does the book say?
It's not how y'all
According to the commandments. The commandments clearly tell us that Yahweh himself, that if you don't do this, he will not only get you, but he's going to get your children's children to the third and fourth generations. And y'all says it like this, of them that hate me.
That's it.
He going 3 and 4 generations. But we live in a time now where his generations, they want to try to wipe their hands clean from all the damn atrocities. But you know what? They benefited from 250 years of chattel slavery, not giving one damn dime. Every damn promise they ever made to the slaves, they never did keep one of them. Not one damn black person got 40 acres and a mule like they're supposed to, not a one. And they've enjoyed the privileged position. They've enjoyed privileged places. They've enjoyed privileged pays. They enjoy the white American dream. They've got all of the money and all of the wealth. And they throw a few black people a couple of bones and say, this is the whole play. Look, everybody is not in there. Oprah Winfrey, look at that. Oprah Winfrey, look at it. She made it. Look at that. And then all the rest of us still sitting here in the damn gutter. So they've enjoyed white privilege. The best of everything. Had a head start. Ivy League schools. To where if it wasn't for affirmative action, we would have never got into Princeton, Yale, Harvard, Stanford, Vanderbilt. Is any of this making sense?
Oh, yeah.
Any of this making sense?
Off top.
They want to put distance and act like that they're not responsible. I hear they cry all the time.
Yep.
I ain't never did no black people wrong, but your daddy did. And your granddaddy did. And your granddaddy before that did. And ain't none of you ever repented for it, but you've enjoyed the best of it.
Oh, yeah.
And you ain't never bent over backwards to make sure that you help a Hebrew.
No, not at all.
You ain't never done that,
Nope.
have you?
Nope.
So therefore, guess what? As you have done, so shall it be done to you. That's Bible.
Oh, yeah. Real talk.
We ain't getting past that.
No.
You can't dress that up.
Negative.
Zechariah 11:4, Elder, read that on down for real quick. Teach over that busy on the computer. Read all this. I'm going to show you what the book says to people who have slain the Israelites, but they hold themselves not guilty. Come on.
Thus saith Yahweh, my Elohim,
What did he say?
feed the flock of the slaughter,
Feed the flock of the slaughter. Come on.
whose oppressors
Mm-hmm.
slay them.
Who oppressors do what?
Slay them.
Is not the white man nothing but oppression to the black melanated people in this country? Yes, they have. Still got their foot on the back of their necks.
And hold themselves not guilty.
Does not you still today, some of you out there still hold yourself not guilty? I didn't do it. I ain't never perpetuated against black people. I ain't never did that, but you ain't never repented. You never repented for the sins of your forefathers. See, your mind is twisted. Your mind is warped. It's distorted. Because, damn it, we still experiencing the damn curses of our people for disobeying Yah.
True.
All the way to this time right now.
Yes, sir.
And we know what they feel like. We're not trying to put no damn distance between them. We're trying to make up the heads.
True.
We're trying to get back to y'all. And the only thing you're trying to do is justify the wicked ass ways you in.
And they that sell them say,
What they say?
blessed be the Lord.
You turn around and buy slaves and you sell, and you turn around and say, blessed be the name of the Lord.
Yep.
Ain't the Lord
Yep.
good?
That's it.
Hallelujah.
Yep.
Zechariah already prophesied about this.
Oh, yeah.
Already talked about this. What the hell are you going to do? You going to cuss out Zechariah? That's the mouthpiece of Yah. Come on.
Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Yeah, are they not rich?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Donald Trump rich?
Yes.
Huh? Is Jeffrey Epstein rich?
Yes.
Bill Clinton rich?
Yes.
All these people rich? Hell yeah! Now, hold on. Before I go any farther, I want to make sure that we don't go off the deep end. I want to put a balance in here. I know that not all white people, I can't paint a broad brush like that, fits this description. They don't fit this description. All white people do not fit that description. But the people who are in power to make laws, the movers and the shakers, they fit that description. And guess what? Many of you have benefited off of it. I've had people here on this land, that still couldn't understand what I'm saying on stuff like this. Still couldn't get it. Could not get it. You see, watch it. I think I had this conversation with Brother Gideon. I said, isn't that something? You go out there, you go to war. You get your ass filled up full of damn scrap metal.
Yeah.
You about to die for this wicked ass country. And you can't even afford to send your child to college.
True that.
But these white officers make enough money, they can send all their children to college. And you don't call that white privilege? Well, my family came from Germany. You still white, damn it. And you still enjoy the privileges of white people. You don't have to run around in a car with tinted windows so that the cops can't see you.
True.
You ain't got to get on damn elevator and the woman clutching her damn purse because she look at you and afraid of your black skin.
True.
Amazing, isn't it? I'll tell you this, though. Brother Kabir, I'm going to go there. Brother Kabir had 2 black guys that showed up and four or five white guys that showed up when myself and Elder Rufus went up there. And they all purported themselves as Brother Kabir's friend. They all did. Both black and white, they all did. First one was Mike LeMay. What a lying-ass snake in the grass dog he turned out to be. I told Kabir, he ain't your brother, you ain't. Then the next one was Ron Young and Chris Steinberger. You seen what happened with that, right?
Yeah.
Now, these your white friends. These your white friends. I said, brother, these ain't no friends, bro. These are snakes. These are devils. They're purporting themselves and acting. These are, when you see the Bible that says wolves in sheep clothing, that's what you're dealing with. And the sad part that Kabir had to actually have a guard up against me. Too good to be true. Because he's so used to that damn lies and being used and abused by them. And then a man comes along in truth and stuff, you got to actually be careful. You got to scrutinize your brother. Then come to find out, Kabir found out that every damn thing I said was the truth. Then you had the 3 stooges, 3 dumbass Negroes. 2 or 3 of them. I said, Kabir, none of these people mean you no good at all. Mind you, they are warning him against me. And I am warning him against them. Every single one of them. Well, guess who was on the wrong side of history? Say it again now. Say it again. Now Kabir knows. Matter of fact, I'm the first pastor he has ever had. I'm the first brother he has ever had. In truth. And look what Ron Young did. Just like his wife, he had to lie on them. And use the damn system to oppress him because they couldn't do it themselves. You don't think Kabir don't learn his lesson?
Oh, yeah.
You even heard him make some videos come out. These damn white men.
Yes.
You heard him. It came out of him because he, even though he's rich, he found out that just because you a black man and you a millionaire, you still ain't shit in this country.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't a damn thing.
Don't matter.
Then he comes around Straitway and he sees faithful white brothers that is just as faithful as the black brothers. And he goes, wow, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Hallelujah.
Man, I see white people I can trust. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You know why? Because we don't, even though they white, and it's obvious they're white, and if we had to give a description of him, we would say he's a white man. If they give a description of us, he's a black man. It's the spirit that they operate in. Like us, we all had to be born again.
Yes.
Definitely.
Because we ain't born again, we can't deal with each other.
Can't do
In
it.
any way, shape, fashion, or form, we can't.
So true.
I trek my ass every year to Canada. And I only see one black man up there in Canada. That's Brother Chris. All the rest of them white. I trek my ass 15 hours of driving to go to Canada. You know why? Because those are my brothers and sisters.
Amen.
I got damn family 70 miles down the road. First of all, I don't even know where they door is. I wouldn't go knock on their damn door. I wouldn't even pull up in their damn driveway.
Amen.
But I damn sure go see Brother Ugly and Brother Steve and Sister Wenda. But I ain't going down here to see these damn Negroes. I won't see their ass for nothing. Let's go biblical now, because that which is born of flesh is flesh, that which is born of spirit is spirit. Let's go back to the prophet Zechariah. And start again, because some people got amnesia.
Yeah.
That they lose thought real fast, because I get off on another tangent.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so let's get back in here. Let's get in there and see what Zechariah say about the oppressor. Come on.
Thus saith Yahweh,
What'd he say?
Elohim,
Feed
the flock of the slaughter, whose oppressors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
How many white slave owners kill black people and hold themselves not guilty? Watch this.
And
How many cops kill black men on the streets and hold themselves not guilty? They slaying them, right?
Oh, yeah.
They ain't guilty, though. Come on.
And they that sell them
And
say.
they that do what?
They that sell
They
them
that
say.
do what?
And they that sell them say.
What they say?
Blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich.
Woo! They thanking y'all for being able to kill your ass and sell your ass. And they say, what? We ain't done nothing wrong. My hands are clean. Come on.
And their own shepherds pity them not.
Woo! And look at this. Sambo damn coon. Sell out house nigga, buck dancing ass, biscuit eating, buttermilk biscuit eating ass damn Negro.
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus, preacher.
Yep.
Got a privileged position with the white man.
Yep.
He don't give a shit about you. Come on.
For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land.
Now, that's y'all saying that.
Yeah, saith Yahweh.
A day of reckoning is coming. That you can be on the wrong side of history all you want. Yah sees all this. And you may want to pass it by. You may want to try to appease your conscience and act like ain't none of this the truth. It's all done shit by. But guess what? Yah ain't playing. He said it is in his heart. Vengeance is mine. I will repay.
He will repay.
Saith Yah. I am
Amen.
going to repay.
Yes. Yeah.
Now try to
Praise
forget that if you want to. Let that slip from your mind if you want to.
It's real.
Y'all ain't letting it slip.
No. No.
Uh-oh.
But lo,
Yeah, T.D. Jakes is one of them damn Sambo Coon along with Cleflo Dollar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
House niggas. And all these damn dumbass, damn juke joint dancing, tap dancing Negroes too. Come on.
But lo, I will deliver the men, every one, into his neighbor's hand.
Woo! Come on. Come on.
Into the hand of his king.
Woo! Come on.
And they shall smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them.
Did y'all hear that? You see, somebody has got to say, somebody got to say this. Somebody got to come to this truth. Racism is ingrained in America. It's so steeped and so deep in America.
Yes.
Racism is. It's ingrained in America like apple pie is in the South.
True.
Because it's a selling point.
It is. It's just part of it. George Washington, the so-called first president of the United States of America, had slaves.
Yes.
And you people think that he's some type of righteous icon. And I wonder how many of those big titty, big booty, breasted black women that George Washington went to the boom boom docks and also got his rocks off on.
Many.
Don't tell me they didn't do it.
They did.
Because Thomas Jefferson, man, he loved black women.
Yes,
He loved black women. And they got statues of his ass all over the Capitol. Now I'm asking yourself a damn question. All of us a damn question. How does this speak to the moral character of the United States of America?
Not good.
And those who's writing these damn laws?
Wicked.
If they got these damn rapists and setting these damn boogers up as icons, 14-year-old girls.
Come on.
And then you want to bitch and gripe and complain about Jeffrey Epstein. I don't give a shit about Jeffrey Epstein either, but what about damn Thomas Jefferson?
Benjamin Franklin. All of
You see, that's a problem.
Yep.
That's a serious problem. And when you don't repent of the problem, you're a part of the problem. If I got to repent for my ancestors' sins, then damn it, you got to repent for yours too.
Yep, real talk.
You see, if we deal with the American story, because you can't tell it without being truthful about slavery. You can't do it. If we deal with the American history in its totality, we dealing with white America, something that white America just simply can't deal with. Because they want to just try to put too much distance in between it. I'm going to take a break here for a minute. Oh yeah, here read verse 7. Finish up verse 7. Zechariah 11:7.
And I will feed the flock of slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me 2 staffs, and one I called beauty, and the other I called bands, and I fed the flock.
Are we beginning to understand this? Now, straightway, we're going to go straight to the history of straightway. We started off, what teach? Probably about 95% black people, and them melanated people.
Yes. Yes.
And when we got up here in Lafayette, Tennessee, needless to say, we were made to feel less welcome.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, I was talking to a guy in the bank the other day and stuff. He tried to convince me that, we not racist up here. No, from your perspective, you ain't racist.
Even to this day, I'm not welcome.
You see that? Yeah, because, see, anytime a white man is with a black man, he's already guilty as a sellout.
Yeah, he's joined himself.
Yeah, you done joined yourself to the Negro. You a sellout.
Yep.
And not only that, they even call you a nigga too.
Yep.
A nigga lover.
Nigga lover. And they think we blind to this stuff. You ain't gonna sit up and try to convince me about racism when I deal with it all damn time.
Oh, yes.
It's part of our
You
life.
follow me? As I said before, don't you sit up and tell me it's raining outside when you pissing on my leg.
Yeah.
I may have been born at night, but damn it, it wasn't last night.
Yeah.
Is all this making sense?
Oh, yeah.
these people are really upset because this nigga is buying up all the land.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I told them all years ago, I said, y'all keep fooling around with us, damn it. Keep on fooling around with us. I will move so many damn Israelites to this county that will be the sheriff and the judge and the jury and the damn executioner. We'll be all of it.
Yeah.
Both black and white. What you gonna do then?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
And still to this day, if they ain't racist, then how is it that your generation and your parents, they dead and gone, now we dealing with your children, they still driving up down this road hollering nigga. With they dumb asses.
They learned it from somewhere.
They learned it from somewhere. Because as children, they didn't know that.
No.
They had to learn that from somewhere. They had to learn that from somewhere. I keep telling you, racism is ingrained like apple pie. Now, tell me I'm a racist. Because, see, now Straitway is 60 to 70% Caucasian. And the majority of the marriages are mixed marriages.
Yeah, true.
What you would call mixed marriages. We don't call them mixed marriages because we're all Israelites. That's what you would call them, though. Now, if you're hearing all this from me and you're going to tell me I'm a racist, Teacher Shane will tell you you are a damn liar.
Definitely.
Elder Mitch will say you're a damn liar.
Oh, yeah.
There's something wrong with y'all. There's something serious wrong with y'all.
You stupid.
Now, let's go on the black side for a second. I resent the fact that you got black folks out there telling another black man to not trust a white man when if I had left my home for a month, you'll be trying to get in my wife's panties.
Come on.
Nigga,
Come on.
that's real talk.
Real.
And you don't think we know you?
Come on.
That's why as Israel, we have an honor system amongst ourselves.
Absolutely.
That none of our Israelite sisters or our Israelite men, they can be gone for 2 months, 3 months, or a whole damn year, and nobody will touch their covenant because we're bound by the law.
Definitely.
Hallelujah.
I hear about these camps out here, man, eyeballing each other's wives,
Yep.
passing them around like damn candy. And I'm supposed to trust you, and I'm supposed to be mad at the white man. That's some wicked shit.
Definitely.
You commit adultery and hold yourself not guilty. You're going to mess up and tear up a family. What the hell? So am I supposed to trade one evil for another?
Come on. Real.
This is what you call coming right down the damn middle.
Yes. Plumb line.
See, I don't operate like them damn horses do, put blinders on. Operate straight up truth.
Yes. And free. Liberty.
I got white brothers on this land that I can trust more than some of you black brothers out there.
I can imagine.
Elder Mitch got a white brother
Oh, yeah.
out there that is like his right hand, right arm.
He
I
is.
mean, blessings.
He is.
Where your ass at, nigga? Why ain't you in that position?
Yeah.
Why is it that you can't be in that damn position?
True.
This white man right here is giving me every single damn paycheck for the last 25 years. Where's your ass at?
Building it up.
Oh, come on now, damn it. There's crickets now.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to the chat room?
Can't see.
Ain't no need getting silent now, nigga. Come on, bring it out.
Come on.
Both white and black niggas.
Listen.
Bring it out. Come on. Don't get silent on me now, damn it.
Hear, O Israel.
How's it that I got white brothers up here that ain't never dishonored and disrespect me, but you'll damn try to sit up there and slander me behind the scenes and say whatever the hell you want. And you my brother.
Yes.
You my melanated brother.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to trust you because we got the same damn skin?
Friends stay closer than a brother.
Oh, I bet y'all want me to go to a break now, don't you? All of you.
I'm sure.
He got a family up there, Deacon Josh Gorman and his family. Man, I love them like I love my own family.
Good brother. Beautiful.
I love that man like I love my own family. I love Ashpot like I love my own family. I wouldn't give nobody for none of them. Teacher Eric Robinson, I wouldn't. Brother Steve, I wouldn't give none of y'all for nobody for none of them. Equally, I got my melanated brothers that I love just as, man, I love them. In other words, in Israel, we got a love that passes all understanding in this world.
Hallelujah.
We truly do.
Yes, sir.
We truly, truly do. And you got folks out here trying to paint a broad-ass damn brush, trying to tell you that all white men is evil. They full of shit.
Full.
Because ain't nobody been more evil than we have against our own damn self.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And I ain't making no excuses for none of it.
Hallelujah.
I am getting to the righteous way. You see, the outcome of all race relations, every single bit of it depends on how we handle the truth. Do we conceal the truth or do we reveal the truth? Realize it always that the lie always binds, but truth always sets free.
Yes.
Truth never dissimulates. Truth always integrates. Always does. We're going to go to a break here for a minute. I'm going to get Ashpot in here. And she going to speak for a moment. And then I got a few people in the caller queue. I think I got their number here. And we're going to bring them up in the call. Yeah, I sure do. Got Brother Patrick and Sister Nicole in there. And we're going to talk about the next step in religion. Because, see, there's a lot of white people that are feeling guilty today because black people have come to the knowledge of who they are. Because they've been practicing replacement theology for so damn long, convinced my people we were the Gentiles, when they've been the Gentiles all along.
All right.
And now they can't handle the damn truth that you never was the people. Now, you can be the people being grafted in. And being partaker of the promises. But why is that such an offense when you come to find out that now you got a people who was lost and undone?
Come on.
And didn't know who themselves. Now we come to a knowledge of the truth of ourselves, and now all of a sudden you upset because we realize that we are the real true Israel, that you've been lying to us all this time.
All right. Hallelujah.
Go to hell. We're going to get real.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break here just for a second. Our sister Wenda up in Canada. Ministry break.
Shalom, this is Sister Wenda. I hope that all of you are enjoying the broadcast that you're listening to right now. We appreciate each and every last one of you, our faithful listeners and supporters of the Straitway Truth radio broadcast. We try to make sure that we do our due diligence and do our best to ensure that you have the best broadcast as well as the truth coming to you in the hour that we're living in right now. If you would like to help us in this endeavor, your offering will be greatly appreciated in the work of the ministry of the Most High Yah. Our mailing address for your gift, offering, or letter of support is Charles Dowell Jr. That's Charles Dowell Jr. And Dowell is spelled D-O-W-E-L-L. 506 Ellington Drive. Ellington is spelled E-L-L-I-N-G-T-O-N. P.O. Box 32, Lafayette, Tennessee. And Lafayette is spelled L-A-F-A-Y-E-T-T-E 37083. Again, our mailing address is Charles Dowell Jr., 506 Ellington Drive, P.O. Box 32, Lafayette, Tennessee, 37083.
You know what I mean?
If you would like to contact us by way of phone, the country code is 1, area code 615-688-3025. That's 1-615-688-3025. You may leave a message there, and, be the Father's will, we will do whatever we can to try to return your message. It is our hope and our prayer that as you continue to listen to the Straitway Truth Ministry, and as you apply the teachings of this ministry, that you are finding peace and growth within you, your family, and life as well. Please tell others so that the truth may also have an impact and touch others' lives so that they may enjoy the benefits of the truth of Jesus Christ just like we all are. Shalom, the King is coming.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. The King is coming. Look what I got next to me, a white nigga. Isn't that something? Funny, isn't it? We got the host of Sister to Sisters broadcast, Sister Ashley, in the house right here. Now, give a little bit of background with Sister Ashley. Sister Ashley, she grew up in this particular county right here that we live in right now. And Sister Ashley has always been somewhat different than the natives. She's always been somewhat different than the natives of the land up here. And we're not going to go over that, but what we're going to go over is some fine bullet points. Because I was speaking with her earlier today, and she actually is going to come from a white privilege perspective. Am I out of order by saying that?
Not at all.
A white privilege perspective. Privileged. Okay? But she's going to speak truth. And tell you, because see, this is the time and hour we're living in that these things need to be said. And why do I have Sister Ashley up here right now? Well, like I told you on the radio broadcast, there are certain things that I can say. Even though I can transcend all nations, simply because I'm a Yehudim. I can draw all people. It's obvious. If I didn't, she wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be here if I couldn't draw all nations. And I'm doing it by the ability of the Most High Yah, by the anointing of the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. But everybody can't say that, because this is one ministry that is so diverse. It is unbelievable how diverse we are. Unbelievable. And before we get started right here, Sister Ashley, how long have you been here Straitway?
13 years.
13 years. 13 years. 13 years. And who was one of the first people to counsel with you and pray for you?
The first, you.
Me.
Your mother.
Me and mother. All right. Who gave you your first Bible?
You.
I did. Okay. During this time right here, have you ever sensed any ounce of racism or hatred or discrimination with me against white people ever in your history?
Ever, no.
Never, no. No, not at all.
It's not even been an accusation.
Not even an accusation?
An accusation is a thought that comes to the weakness of your mind.
You hear that?
So if I even believed in the idea of you being racist, it would be a thought.
Y'all hear that?
It has not been a thought.
True.
Y'all hear that? Are y'all hearing that? Y'all getting this, right? All right. Now, mind you, we talking about a woman who definitely educated, had ability to make her own money. What's your degree in?
Business administration with a minor in management.
All right. So, hey, she can easily carve out her way right now. Go straight to her and still carve out her way. No problem whatsoever at all. All right. And have I not treated you as if you were actually born in my family, my own daughter?
You have.
I have. Okay. All right. So you've been here 13 years. So, Ashpot, all right, we got an angle we need to hit in here first and foremost going on. First, we got to hit Lafayette, Tennessee. Then I'm going to give you the floor. Okay? Lafayette, Tennessee. When I came up here, and you wasn't here when you was not at least here on this land when I first got here. But from what you understand and comprehend up here, do these people in this county, from your understanding perspective, after all these years, am I an accepted figure up here?
Absolutely not.
Did y'all hear that? Absolutely not. Pastor Dow is not an accepted figure. Now, I am accepted because I'm a man of honor. I can actually go up to business up here in this town because I've established myself over 20 years. I can go up to a business up here and I can say, you know what? I'm going to have some brothers that's going to drop by and pick up this material and I'll be about to pay y'all later. Mm-hmm. And they will literally give them the material. Mm-hmm. That's a rapport. By the way, y'all see this Straitway sign behind me? All y'all people said y'all want it. I want them checks in the mail. I paid a lot of money for these signs, and I got very little checks. Y'all better come good on it.
Come on, folks.
Because that lady, I said, hey, you want me to come pay now or pay later? She said, no, I know you're good for it. You hearing that? And I done paid for it. I want y'all better be good for it. Because I love them signs back there, but I ain't paying for all that. I don't need 150 Straitway signs on the land. We know who we are. Okay? All right. So, after on the Sister Sisters broadcast, I heard them stupid questions that was going on and stuff, but we're not going to talk about that tonight. What we're going to talk about here, and this is what we're going to segue into. We're going to segue into the religious aspect and the religious part. Okay? Because, like I stated in the beginning of this broadcast, somebody is the branches, and some people are not. Some people are the Yehudim, and like the prophet says over in Zechariah 8:23, thus saith Yahweh Elohim of hosts, in the days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages and nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is Yehudim, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that Yah is with you. You hear that? In other words, there are people that realize that I'm Israel, or Yehudim, and they have grabbed hold of my skirt. He's one of them. Hallelujah. Brother Richard Flamer is another one. Oh, yeah. And says that Yah told me to stay with you because he's with you. Mm-hmm. And they have never reneged on that at all. Mm-hmm. Still here to this day. Yeah. Are you following me? Hallelujah. So we're going to speak on that aspect right there, Sister Ashley. So I'll let you go ahead and go in the vein, because you're pretty good at host on Sister Sisters broadcast, about the remnant of Israel, and actually what should be the attitude today of anyone of another nation when they come into this faith, and how they should actually be viewing and seeing the people, the real, true, natural branch, melanated people of Israel. And speak loud.
Yes, sir. We should understand that we don't understand. That's the first key point. A deflective mind, or a white supremacist mind, or a white privileged mind would hear a man speak of the oppression of his people and have deflective thoughts like other people's. Well, what about Aboriginals, and what about Irish, and what about Vikings, and what about all the other? And that's how racism hides in you. Because you're taking away the impact that it's had on his soul and the remnant of his people. Now, he just read the verse, Zechariah 8:23. For we have heard that Yah is with you. That's what stands out to me, because there's been no other man that's shown me the way. There's been no other man that's taught me the way. There's been no other man used to gather the people. So those who hold on to the skirt of the Yahudim say, I know Yah is with you. How? Because Yah is using you. His fruits are in you. He goes where you go. So he's very pivotal in my life. It's very important to surrender and submit yourselves to that. I don't know Yah without it. So that's key point. Now, Pastor, when I reflect on the remnant of Israel, my idea of it, and please correct me, all praises to the Most High Yah that I'm given the privilege to sit here. I am one that is taught by my shepherd, not one that teaches. So he's subject to correct me or speak over me at any given time. And when I consider the remnant of Israel, everyone believes they're that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Everyone believes they're that. If you think and consider the word remnant, it is the small remains left over after a catastrophe. Mm-hmm. which separates me from him automatically. Because no catastrophe has happened to my people year after hundred a year, after captivity, after bondage, to leave a small remnant. So when you speak of biblical branches, I would believe 100% that the little small remnant of Yah is melanated. We have melanated pastors, melanated mothers, melanated elders, people that are charting the way. It's not by coincidence. So I have some of the verses that key in on the word remnant. I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their faces to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, and they shall be consumed. This is biblical prophecy. This is why it can't be forgotten. This is why you mock when you say to forget, because it is written. There's no other nation or generation or other people that's been written about. So you're saying do away with these verses? So it says, they shall all be consumed. They shall fall in the land of Egypt by sword and by famine. They shall die by sword and by famine, and they shall be a curse. They shall be an astonishment and a reproach. Jeremiah 44:14. So that none of the remnant of Judah, which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, shall escape or remain. How can we forget that? So Ezekiel says, yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered through the countries. My people, if we want to speak by color, were settlers, pioneers, born, not scattered. Ezekiel says, and it came to pass when I prophesied, he fell down on his face, cried with a loud voice, and said, ah, Lord God, will you make a full end of the remnant of Israel? Because he saw the perpetuation of the curse year after year, and he saw the remnant.
That's right.
He's asking, will they always and forever be done away with? Will you take out the last one? So Isaiah 10:20 says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, which is what we're seeing.
That's right.
And shall stay upon the Lord. So a people is returned to their father so that we may have a chance to be grafted in.
In this generation.
Now.
And if it wasn't for Israel returning to the Father,
Come on.
you wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't even be with Yah.
No.
Because Christianity had all of us on lockdown.
Come on.
Serving other mighty ones.
I mean,
Having a form of godliness, denying the power thereof.
imperial.
And then you turn around and Yah raises up a Yehudim to bring us back to the Father. To turn us back to the Father.
Yes.
Come on.
Christianity boasts against the branches because it says this is the way that you can be saved. Wait, you're forgetting the remnant. You're forgetting the branches. So, the mind that says all people were oppressed, not just you.
That's right.
You're forgetting the remnant. You're forgetting the branches. There's no way you're going to have Yah without his people. Now, here's a key verse right here that says, hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnant of the house of Israel, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb. I only have 3 sons. I can't pretend anyone else is my own. There's no one else that I can call my own. These are the 3 that I birthed. Yah is saying, born out of my belly and I carried in the womb are my people. My people. So Jeremiah 23:3 says, I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries, whether I have driven them. I've never been driven anywhere. My people, according to color, have never been driven anywhere. He's constantly reminding us of the remnant being small, a small remaining of catastrophe. So Micah says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, and the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles. There's still a small remnant. It's not everyone saying, I'm remnant, is remnant. No, because by me partaking in what the remnant is doing, I'm saying, I see that God is with you, so now he's with me.
Right.
And a people is defined not by what the world confuses us, okay, by race or by culture or by degree or what. It's by their God.
That's true.
That's what defines a people. So when I attach myself to Yahudim, when I follow the remnant, when I say this is my people,
Yes.
I'm saying it's my God.
Yes.
So, who is God like unto thee, Micah says, that pardons iniquity and passes by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? So he will pass by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage. He promised it. He retained not his anger forever because he delights in mercy. So now that the curses are being removed from his people and his people are now given victory and returning back to the Father, it is very important that you sit at their feet, because without them we will not have the same Elohim.
All right.
So thus saith the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, say Yah? So what other people can say this is marvelous work, but those that have been cursed, that had proverbs, that had bywords, that had all these atrocities happen to them, that can say, wow, look what you're doing for me now. You know? So Yah is saying it's marvelous in my eyes. It's marvelous in your eyes what I'm doing. And you know, in this culture, even the conscious awareness internally separates you and divides you from his remnant or not. What I mean is, a white conscience that's guilty is bound by fear and insecurities, just like you run in, grab some money from the bank and take off running. You know you did it. So you're bound by fear and insecurity. You look at a Hebrew people and you think they're always coming at you. You think they're going to gather against you. You don't want to give them power. You don't want to give them voice, so you bind them, you know, because you're afraid. Black conscious deals with unforgiveness that I don't have to deal with. You got to forgive a people that I don't got to forgive.
Right.
Which already proves Yah's prophecy. You're the remnant of his people. You're struggling to forgive me or people like me when I don't have that struggle.
And let me say this. Would you tell a woman who has been raped that she needs to shake hands with her perpetrator?
Right. Like this culture would say, your rapist is in that store, go buy a burger from him. Your rapist is in the car lot, go buy a car from him. Your rapist is on the bus, sit with them. And that's the same, that's what they're saying when they say forget it.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Go grab some, let some girls go into his shop. But that's the rapist. Send them in. Forget
And that's what's in essence that this sentiment from white privilege is trying to tell us to do. Which can't be done. Go ahead.
Right. When, as you said earlier, you have to tint your windows because the cops are coming. We do it for vain. You know, we just like the looks of the car, so we tint our windows. You can't go down that street. We don't consciously know, as white, privileged individuals, what kind of repercussions it has had on the conscious mind of a black individual, perpetuated 100 years after 100 years after 100 years. It's in your DNA to not be accepted, which affects your serotonin release chemically in your mind to say that I don't have any feel goods. You know, and we can't relate. So I have said before, if I was the object of a black man or woman's scorn, I will suffer as the Messiah suffered.
Hold on.
If I were.
Hold on. Because that went right over the heads. You know what she said? She said if she was the object of a black man's scorn. That means if a black man says, I don't like you white people. You white people are full of shit. You white people are nothing but the devil. You white people are nothing. And she's already came to the knowledge of the truth of the Messiah. And she's already been born again, name written down and stuff. And even though that she understands that she herself personally may not have been, but her family and her family, her generations has been. So she ends up taking on all that. So if a black man or black woman turn around and say, you white people ain't shit, she said she would take the humility like the society, like the Messiah has done, and stay humbled and take that until the change comes. But some of you double down.
All right.
You double down and you say, hell no, I'm not going to do that. You need to get your wicked ass heart right.
Yes.
But the truth is, turn it back around. You need to get your wicked ass heart right and get your ass humbled and keep the humility that's there. That is what she was saying. I want to make sure they didn't miss that.
Hallelujah.
Make sure, I got a certain way I had to put it, though. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
As we have been...
Maybe we should start our own show. Let's go ahead.
We've been in spiritual warfare, which I learned from him and from those he taught. I have learned.
Wait. You learned spiritual warfare from who?
From you and those that you have taught.
Oh, mercy.
Absolutely.
Come on.
And so in that spiritual warfare, I have cast out spirits that are in the generations affecting black melanated women, completely opposite of what I've ever cast out of a white woman. And that's the truth. Even in the spiritual comparison, it's not the same. So as I say,
Yeah, the plight is different. Go ahead.
absolutely. So I've cast out spirits in melanated women that they will manifest as though they're being beat by a master.
You see what I mean?
You have to understand spiritual manifestations to know that it would go that route. But I've never cast out a spirit from a white woman and her manifest as if she had ever been the receiver of a master's behavior.
Because in America, she didn't have to worry about that. I mean, the most that any woman in America, be they black or white, has ever have to deal with is probably more than anything is being exploited by damn an uncle or a brother or somebody like that. You know what I mean? But when you start dealing with systemic racism, it's hard for people to cross over. I don't know why it is. Like, for instance, I can easily peer across the aisle and look and see, okay, I understand that. But how in the hell is it that you white people can't peer across the aisle and look and see? Damn, I don't understand that. Now, we had this conversation where you used to marvel and go, man, there's got to be something going on with these people before you came to the faith. You don't remember that?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. And you know, going back to the deliverance point for a moment, when I've helped melanated women to, let's say, base level unforgiveness that they're dealing with, you end up tapping into their struggle to forgive, or their ancestors' struggle to forgive a people that has wronged them, that has placed them in bondage. So when you've been taken advantage of year after year, you're birthed into that subconsciously. You even have the scars of it. So that's the type of deliverance that I mean that has went forth in melanated women that hasn't happened in white women. You know, white women, of course, their fears, their insecurities, their rejections, all the results of their own sins. But never would I cast a spirit out of a white woman and she manifests because her ancestors were on a slave ship. But we can finish a deliverance.
Or she was sold.
I've finished deliverances even in your own house with a woman who is melanated, casting out spirits of things that were affecting her heart, heart palpitations, heart attacks, things that were passed down from her ancestors. She's getting it cast out, and she's seeing in her mind her people bound on ships, and she's screaming and manifesting, and she became free from those heart palpitations and that heart disease by us tapping into what has been placed on her. But that's just an example, Pastor. So the result on the consciousness of you is different from my conscious, and we can't forget that.
See, that's what white America does, though, because their experience is different. They cannot even begin to look into it because they don't choose to look into it. They want to continue to keep ignoring it as if it's just a mental problem, something that we got going on, and this is just some type of nightmare we all made up because they didn't experience what their forefathers have already perpetrated against us as a people. And when she's speaking about spiritual warfare, this stuff carries on from generation to generation. It keeps going down. It goes down, it keeps going down, and it'll never come up until you are involved in. First of all, you got to have the Holy Spirit to do deliverance anyway, and most you don't. You don't have it. All you got is religion, so you won't even understand this, especially those you here spying on our liberty. Amen. You don't even have a damn clue to what we're talking about.
Yes.
Sister Ashley?
So, one thing or one conscious statement that is made, and how sin actually hides in us, is through the mental communication that we have within ourselves. And so, sin would say...
By the way, Sister Ashley, where did you learn all this from? All that you're talking about.
Listening to you, absorbing.
A black man?
A black man, yes, of the remnant, Yahudim,
Come
honestly.
On.
So the conscious says, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it to you.
Right.
But
Personally.
that's how
Personally.
But that's how sin hides in you, because if you're stuck there and you say that and
Mm-hmm.
you never move off of it, you can never say that I am going to esteem you higher than I esteem myself.
And what does the book teach? We should, not only we should submit ourselves one to another in fear of Yah, but we ought to also esteem every man above ourselves. And you can't do that when you're in a position of privilege. Come on.
And true equality is saying that I esteem you above myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's equality. Because equality is not putting yourself first, right?
That's
and
right.
so as I look out into this world, just my thoughts with what's going on. I look out into this world and I say, this is the Most High's shift and breaking the curses, the bywords, the proverbs off of his people, using Caucasians to rise up and to defend. But I remember even in history, after Martin Luther King had died, blacks, if you want to say blacks, went on a rampage. They ignited 60 cities, fire, riots, the same thing that we're experiencing it right now.
Right now, with
That-
George Floyd.
That broke out. So you had business leaders and political leaders and white privileged individuals owning businesses and companies and things like that were afraid. They were afraid of black people. So they made changes. They made changes because they thought, if we don't, this will happen. So they made changes. But what happens after they make the changes? We always go right back into the same behavior. This time it's different because this is Yah's doing. This is Yah's doing. So you must, as a white individual, get your heart so subservient to the remnant. I'm not saying all blacks are the remnant, because obviously
That's true.
the fruit proves that you're the remnant. I'm not running to a Hamite at his skirt saying, teach me your God.
Have I ever asked you to actually, since I know that I am the Yahudim and you're a Goyim, just come in, you grafted in and stuff, so now you got to lick the dust off my boots?
Never.
Come on.
He simply taught me his God. That's it.
God,
All right.
You've taught me your God, your Elohim, his ways, and without you, I wouldn't know him. I'm married to the remnant. I'm married to a melanated man. I'm married to a man who would have a different response depending on where we went.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't got to say that to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just know and bow my ear and head to that, knowing that he might decide we ain't going somewhere. But it's becoming, as the prophecies are coming to an end, another one begins. So the prophecy to free his people and to do the promises for his people, because you have returned to the Father, is what's so humbling. And that's why we, as a Caucasian people, need great understanding in this area. I can see this as a huge, a huge pink elephant, Pastor.
Now, Sister Ashley, have I ever presented to you that I'm trying to present a platform that I'm begging for white people to get this?
Absolutely not, because you just lost a few of them tonight.
You get it?
Right.
I probably done lost them forever. You understand what I mean?
Right.
And even that is Yah's doing.
Ain't the first time.
It ain't the first time. Yah adds by subtract and he multiplies by dividing. In any way, shape, fashion, form. And it's so sad because, again, now let me go to the NFL. All right? We all know about the Colin Kaepernick so-called allegedly, quote-unquote, incident, right? 3-4 years ago, right? And Colin Kaepernick, he's a mixed brother. He's a mixed brother. His mom's white, his dad's black. All right? And he was adopted into the family. That's how he got the name Kaepernick. Because Kaepernick ain't got nothing to do with no damn melanated people. You already following? So anyway, so the NFL, he is protesting against the injustices of the police departments, of the laws here in this land against melanated people. First thing that happens, the highest office in the land demonizes him.
Yep.
The president.
Sure
Demonize him as if he's against the military. And the flag. But you got a special forces guy who's a veteran, Nate Boyer, who turned around and told him that anytime, the best way to go about doing this is to go take a knee. He took a knee. Still, they doubled down.
Had issues with it.
Because it was all about appealing to the base of racism. All right? No matter what he did. Even that in itself was a concession. Made a concession, right? Still, they doubled down to spin the narrative, news media on top of it. Well, here we are 4 years later. And guess what? You don't have to worry about change coming. Change is happening. Because they burning down the damn cities. Y'all said it was going to happen. The whole damn world is protesting. And now the NFL is begging for Kaepernick to get back in the league. Isn't that amazing? One of the coaches who he tried out for said, you know, all they was doing their political stuff. They was doing their political stuff, man. It was all a stunt.
PR.
And now, exactly. Now they all talking about we on the wrong side of history. Damn, Skip, you on the wrong side of history. You always been on the wrong damn side of history.
Period.
Period, point blank. Ain't no need for no damn apologies on that, period. You hearing this Israelite sister right here, some of you will say as black people, ain't no way in hell is this right. I tell you what, she more of an Israelite than your funky ass has ever been.
She my sister.
I promise you that.
I mean,
And this one right here, I promise you that. I promise you, I'll lay down my life for this one.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah, real talk.
Ain't nobody gonna come and mess around with my damn sister right there. Notice I said my sister right here.
Oh yeah.
And I promise you, she knows it in her heart of hearts.
Oh yeah.
In her heart of hearts.
Yes.
That my life, I'm going to show you how serious it is. I'm a 10-year veteran, U.S. Army paratrooper, all right? If I can go over across a damn pond and they tell me that this damn raghead over here is my enemy who ain't never called me a nigga.
In a day.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Never said that's your enemy. And you be willing to get to die for and get shot at?
Yeah.
Are you hearing me?
Oh yeah.
Willing to die for it all because of a damn duty, honor,
Yeah.
country,
Yeah.
American flag, the American damn way.
Shit,
yeah.
Ain't never called me a nigga.
come on.
And then I come home my own damn backyard
Yeah.
and have to experience systemic racism, people driving up and down the road, nigga, painting nigga on the damn bridges over here.
Oh, bridges, yeah. Black Jesus and all that crap.
And now I'm born again, born from above. And I am trying to get this word to every nation. And this gospel and this message of the kingdom must be preached unto all the world. Until the end comes.
Yes.
Go out and teach all nations.
Yes.
Baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Ruach. I was supposed to just bypass this one right here. Mm-hmm. That the Most High Yah said that if she would get in a place, that she will have a name greater than that of sons and daughters.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that shit seemed to skip people, don't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Seem to skip people today. And I'm not supposed to sit here and defend my sister that's born from above?
All right.
And you think that I would take, let's just say you a black ass sister with a nappy head. And you ain't serving y'all.
Yeah, real
And you expect for me to sit up there and trade you for the, you out of your damn mind.
I mean.
You are out of your damn mind. Ain't no way in hell. So if I can go across seas and die for that, I damn sure can die for this.
Yes.
And I had no purpose in that shit
Truth.
across the damn pond.
Amen.
Gideon, you ain't had no damn purpose either. Neither did you, frog man. I'm talking to both you dumbass paratroopers. And I mean that in a respectful way.
Praise you.
And I bet her own natural family don't love her like I have.
No.
I guarantee it.
No.
Can you speak to that?
Right. My natural family, COVID-19 hit. They didn't call me. Am I being taken care of? Stuck in the house, maybe. They don't know. I don't have any attachments to people that have not proven their love indeed. We're not those who are flattered. Israel is not flattered by biological family. That's just something that we share. Say what you want to say, but it doesn't prove, that you love me. So, no, I have no attachment. But I must say this too.
Who in the hell keep retracting all these messages that's being put up there? Must be too long. Y'all make them a little bit shorter. Anyway, go ahead.
lost my thought.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
No one's checking on you.
No one's checking on
me.
you.
No one's checking on me.
They love you.
I, as an Israelite, am very convicted to stand for what I believe in. And in order to stand for what I believe in, I also represent what I believe. I also represent a mighty Yah. And because I am a representative of him, I must also deny any connections to those of other nations.
Say that one more time. Say it again, because I said it earlier.
Come on.
It probably went past I said it. I said it. Did I not say it earlier?
Yeah, you did.
You cannot be. I'm gonna even define it more. You may have been a Chinese. Your ass ain't no damn Chinese no more. You may have been Japanese. You may have been a damn European. You may have been a damn African or whatever the hell you want. Once you become Israel, you are Israel.
Yes.
And you take on everything that Israel is. It becomes part of you.
Yes.
And it should be with you.
Yes.
And you should feel everything with Israel in you. Go ahead.
So true.
Your reputation is all you have. If I had a reputation as a betrayer or a coward or someone who would run back and flee to my family, how could I stay amongst my people if all they knew, or if they didn't trust me? You know, so I can't be trusted within my own house and family if I'm going to flee, if I'm going to be scared, if I'm not going to, you know, it's important that I trust him, that I prove that to him, and then he can trust me back. And that's every relationship that we build within the unit. It's everything. If you run and flee to your family, no, I don't trust you. If you hold on to your rights and heritage and your name and you're Irish and you're German and I can't trust that. This is the way, walk ye in.
You hear that?
So,
you go run and flee to your family. Mm-hmm. No, if you're an Israelite, your family is us.
Mm-hmm.
Not your natural ass family who ain't shown no fidelity, no commitment, nothing whatsoever to Yah. They don't even keep his commandments. They don't even love him. They don't even fear him. And so I'm supposed to set up and trade this sister for your funky ass. Sorry, I gotta be so common.
real
I gotta be
talk.
common sometimes. You know what I mean? In order to make impact. If you get what I mean.
I love it.
Ain't no way that you know I love you.
Yes.
I ain't trading no damn woman in the world for you. None. And I'm not a one that just set up and just spit damn words either. We mean business here straightway. And you know what the sad part, which is a happy part for us, you gonna see her sit down in the kingdom.
hallelujah.
But the children of the kingdom is going to be thrust out in the outer darkness where there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Go ahead.
And I understand and relate only in measure to the Most High's pain in that statement.
Ooh, his pain. Yes.
And I don't have the arrogance of white supremacy that would say, I'll take your place. So I don't know if that's a struggle in anyone's hearts, but for those of us who are, my sister Nicole, for example, those of us who are without melanin or Caucasian or white, we're not coming to take anybody's place. We're coming to serve your Yah. So, as a, I don't know, I don't want to take too much of your time. I have so much to say.
It's lovely.
It's lovely. Hallelujah.
It's lovely.
You know why it's
I love
lovely? It's lovely for melanated people to hear a white person speak this way.
And I said that earlier. Go ahead.
Yes.
This is the only person I thanked.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But don't forget your thought. Because I said it earlier. I told y'all in the video on Facebook, I got enough sense to know that me as a melanated man, I can't talk to you white people. I need your people to talk to you.
Yes.
And I'll talk to my people. Don't you cross the line and dishonor and disrespect, think you can understand my people's plight when you ain't never been in it.
Yeah.
I'll talk to it.
Real talk.
I will be the one to cross the lines in that. I can do that. And that's why she up here with her white face to talk to you. Come on.
Many nations shall be joined to the Lord in that day and shall be my people. So many nations. Yes, we know we are Israel.
Say it again.
Many nations shall be joined to the Lord in that day and shall be my people. So we know he's a lover of all nations, but you must serve him and you must come through his remnant. His remnant is not all of Israel. It's not. And so it's nice for melanated individuals, brother, sister, whoever, to have to be able, for once in their life, to be able to relax in an environment that somebody white beside of them is not after them. And so your environment, your energy, your aura, your spirit as a white person should be emanating that sincere respect to gain your brother, to gain your sister.
Now, Sister Ashley, do I actually ask that of you? Do I ask that of you?
Absolutely.
You
not.
acknowledge me.
Absolutely.
Do I ask that of you? Do
No, I'm
do
sorry.
you
No,
bow down to me?
Absolutely
Do,
not.
do you serve me? You know that I'm Israel, so damn it, you better get your heart right and make sure that you submit to me. Have I ever asked that of you?
No, but if he did, I would. And there's, once again, submission. A lot of you that have not practiced submission to, let's say, a husband, a leader, or just even in your family, wherever you are, submission speaks over your head. It's an automatic brainwash.
And where are any of you damn black ass women that can even do that? No, let's get real. You damn arrogant, damn pisshead shitheads. Think you all that in a damn bag of chips.
Gut punch.
You think about this for a second. Got a white woman is teaching you how to be who you supposed to be, and you supposed to be teaching the nations, daughters of Sarah. See, that's where I mess it all up. Because see, that man spirit comes in. You understand what I mean? The man spirit comes in. You understand what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And they can't help that. You understand what I mean? And then they wonder why they are always going to be in a position of power because of the submission.
Oh yeah.
Nah, never mind. Go ahead, Sister Ash. Go ahead.
And, I would help a sister if she was raped. I would help a sister if she was rejected. I would help a sister if she was bound by unforgiveness. I would help a sister if I were able, all things within the law, to help them. It's no different. And it should not be any different in your heart to say I'll help a black woman or a black man or a melanated person. And you as a Gentile, and Sister Nicole, thank you, because she sparked these thoughts. She said the Gentiles have a job and they have a function and they have a role.
We're going to bring her on too in a minute. Go
to
ahead.
stand in the gap, and to be healers, because I cannot emanate that same negative energy and arrogance that white supremacy has and you be healed. So you as a melanated people can relax and be healed by the function of the Gentiles.
And that's what we're talking about. That's what this whole broadcast is about. It's about arrogant white people who can't humble themselves and have the humility to even know what the hell is really truly going on today. I mean, you just simply don't get it. You don't get it because you ain't never felt the pain. And because you ain't never felt the pain, you won't even look into it because to you it's just an excuse. That's all it is. And the very thing that you fear, what you've always done to us, is coming back on you. You only got to fear that when you're unrighteous and you don't meet y'all's conditions. That's the only fear you got.
Amen.
But if you think, matter of fact, Yah said, I have not forgotten my people which I have foreknew.
Oh yeah.
Never.
Never.
And he still won't forget them.
Never.
Ever.
That's his word.
But you have tried to make us forget that we are y'all's people.
Come on.
You have tried to make us forget that we are the apple of his eye. You have done that.
Yes.
And you have hoped, side with Satan, that ship was going to last forever.
Come on.
But it ain't, because Yah is true as he is today with the Ruach. Has done woke us up. Mm-hmm. And you tell me, what melanated woman could I put against this Caucasian woman that has the wisdom, the humility, and the knowledge, and the understanding and comprehension? Which one of you would I take over this one? And this is my sister, my daughter. Speak, damn it! Now ain't the time to hold your peace. Say something.
Oh, listen.
Don't be a stage playing hypocrite. Say something.
All right.
Am I too loud for you, Sister Ash?
No, sir.
I know I get. Elder,
I love it.
you lost for words, ain't
I
you?
love it.
I told y'all we going in tonight. We getting real. I told you we were. What you got?
Pastor, Micah 5:8 says, "And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people." Okay.
Many people. Ain't that what the hell we are right now?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. But this is about to tell you how the remnant of Jacob is going to be. As a lion among the beasts of the forest, and as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, listen to what he would do, if he goes through, he will both tread down, tear into pieces, and none can deliver. That's some fierceness that the Most High would put upon his people. And that fierceness, if you had reverence and awe for your Creator, would bind your mind, your emotions, your anger, your history as a Caucasian. That fierceness of the Almighty would keep you in check, for lack of a better word. So there's no difference in me. As you learn spiritual maturity, there's no difference in me helping anyone who's hurt. Helping my brother who is hurt and helping my sister who is hurt in the sense of racism is you coming down off your high horse and doing for your brother and sister what they need for you to be to them to heal.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I am that fierceness of the Lion of the tribe of Judah. That's the reason why I challenge every last one of you damn so-called educated ass theologians. Every last one of you who think you know, so I don't give a damn all the damn theological books, the cemeteries your ass go to. Let's have some real true talk. That's why I don't want to do this shit on no damn internet, face to face.
Wow.
Live. That's why you have met Judah, damn it.
Come on.
And I ain't the only one that's in Judah, but you damn have so met a Lion of the tribe of Judah. You better believe that. I's healed. And I ain't going nowhere until the Most High Yah, only Yah can bring me down. And when I come down, he got another one getting ready to raise up in the mist.
That's real talk.
That's real. And you know what? For all you people that are fearful, you know what's going to happen? We're going to end up getting more white women like this. That's going to tear y'all ass up. More white brothers like Brother Eric, Teacher Shane, and all that. They're going to rip y'all ass apart. And what are they going to do when they get it?
Keep thrusting y'all out.
Yeah, keep thrusting out, and then I keep going back to it. Keep going back to it. They're going to end up having a name
Greater.
better than that of sons and daughters.
Yeah, it is. True.
Ass pot. Over the years and stuff, I've definitely challenged your faith, have I not? Through
Yes,
doctrines
sir.
and
Sure.
teachings.
Yes, sir.
All I'm asking for is this. I'm not talking about in the ministry of Straitway. I'm talking about outside of the ministry of Straight. All you that are spouting on liberty. Bring me one melanated woman that has the humility of this one. And we'll see what we can do for you. And again, I'm going to say this, because you ain't going to do for us. It's up for us, the men, to do for you.
Oh, yeah.
And men, you ain't used to that. She's in a position of place and power. And this is this is the host of our Sister to Sisters broadcast. And then people wonder, bad down. We got them white people. Bad down. Well, damn, if I ever get a damn black person quit being damn stupid as hell, then maybe one day your ass can hold some shit.
All right, wake.
But since we don't go by the color of skin, we go by the spirit.
Spirit.
And that which is born of flesh is flesh, and that which is born of spirit is
spirit.
spirit. Gotta get a book of say ya!
Come on.
Hey! Damn it. We're going to go to the phone line here in a minute. You got anything else, Ash Pot?
To conclude, the heart that I have, Pastor, the mind that I have was given to me. It's not something that I, it is something that I fought for. It's a way. It's a way that I wanted and longed for and strived and desired for. I didn't know Yah. I didn't know His people. I came in just as new as anyone else that's listening. So any feeling or any emotion that you're susceptible to, you can deny. That's all He's asking is to deny it and to accept truth and walk in it. But as if perchance black people or melanated people of this earth or of this country, America, is given power, government, politics, or any, because the curse is now removed, and they rise up in hate, you had better be with his remnant.
Because y'all going to be with him. You know, Pac, I'm going to let this out of the bag. I'm going to let this cat out of the bag. I mean, we had something we all went through. You went through it greater than us all. And I made this statement to my Isha, and I told her to tell you. I said, there's not a price that I wouldn't pay for you. That I will bankrupt our ass. I will spend every damn thing we ever got for you. Did I not say that?
Yes, sir.
How'd that make you feel?
Just as cared for and protected as I've always felt. You built my house. You built my cabinets. You pay my bills. You received my husband's check for 21 years. You give us back everything that we've ever needed. And we live with you as our family. I met you as a man. I honored you as a father. You have been my shepherd. And I sit at your feet. So I am the fruit of the Most High. I don't take that lightly, and I don't claim it in any form of arrogance. So if you want to represent your Creator, I would suggest that you would see me as that example.
We're going to go to a radio break here. Sister Wenda again up in Canada giving us a mailing break. If you choose to support us, believe me, I already know we done lost a lot of people tonight, but that's fine. Y'all ask by subtracting, multiply by divine, and we're going to the phone lines after this. Y'all is good. Hallelujah.
Shalom, this is Sister Wenda. I hope that all of you are enjoying the broadcast that you're listening to right now. We appreciate each and every last one of you, our faithful listeners and supporters of the Straitway Truth radio broadcast. We try to make sure that we do our due diligence and do our best to ensure that you have the best broadcast as well as the truth coming to you in the hour that we're living in right now. If you would like to help us in this endeavor, your offering will be greatly appreciated in the work of the ministry of the Most High Yah. Our mailing address for your gift, offering, or letter of support is Charles Dowell Jr. That's Charles Dowell Jr. And Dowell is spelled D-O-W-E-L-L. 506 Ellington Drive. Ellington is spelled E-L-L-I-N-G-T-O-N. P.O. Box 32, Lafayette, Tennessee. And Lafayette is spelled L-A-F-A-Y-E-T-T-E 37083. Again, our mailing address is Charles Dowell Jr., 506 Ellington Drive, P.O. Box 32, Lafayette, Tennessee, 37083. If you would like to contact us by way of phone, the country code is 1, area code 615-688-3025. That's 1-615-688-3025. You may leave a message there, and be the Father's will, we will do whatever we can to try to return your message. It is our hope and our prayer that as you continue to listen to the Straitway Truth Ministry, and as you apply the teachings of this ministry, that you are finding peace and growth within you, your family, and life as well. Please tell others so that the truth may also have an impact and touch others' lives so that they may enjoy the benefits of the truth of Jesus Christ just like we all are. Shalom, the King is coming.
Hey, shalom, bless y'all. Elder Mitchell right here. Been sitting in here, and Pastor's not back yet, but I just wanted to say that was very impactful, very important. I think that everybody was able to hear that sister's testimony and what she had to say, what she had to pour out. I told Pastor here a few minutes ago when we went on this break that this is the only sister that I pulled to the side. I probably pulled her to the side maybe 3-4 months ago. And, I'm not the type of brother. I'm very busy throughout the day. And, I pulled this sister to the side some months ago, and I listened to the words that she says on Sister to Sister broadcast, and she always acknowledges her head. She always acknowledges the people. She acknowledges our plight. She acknowledges all the time. And I pulled her to the side and I said, "Sister, I just got to tell you, I appreciate it, because at the end of the day, I remember back in 2013, Pastor began to really speak about the people. He began to speak about the people of the curses, and we had a lot of people, non-melanated skin or whatever the case you may want to call it, and a lot of them fell away and they fell off. And they really couldn't stomach a lot of the things that was coming across the pulpit at that time. But this is one sister that I just want to definitely pull aside and tell her I appreciate her words. And, you have a person like myself, a Pastor Dowell, Elder Rufus, and the list goes on and on and on. I think I even talked to Elder Austin about this many years ago. And some time had went by, and many people, what they like to say is, and they want to portray that it doesn't matter. You don't know where you come from and all this and that. Well, guess what? Somebody with my, throughout history, throughout my whole life, I'm being told that I'm nothing. And then all of a sudden I read this book and I begin to put two and two together, and I'm hearing people preach like Pastor Dowell. And I'm discovering that I'm fitting these curses, I'm fitting this bill. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden I'm waking up to the knowledge of self. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And for someone to tell me it doesn't matter and that we just all gonna be the same, then you just kicking it out. So like he said, for the sake of truth. But what I would say also to add to that is it's for the sake of even the prophecies of taking a hold. Like she said she's laying at his feet. You know what I'm saying? Like the word would say, taking a hold of the skirt. Well, guess what? I mean, if you don't know your left hand from your right hand, and you don't know what the scriptures are, or who the scriptures are truly pointing to, then you don't even know who to look at. You don't even know how to look at me. Did y'all hear how she spoke? I mean, brother, that was powerful. You know what I'm saying? And like he said, there's he can't speak a certain way. I can't speak a certain way. All I can tell you is my experience. All I can tell you is what I felt growing up. All I can tell you is the things that I've went through. You know what I'm saying? And that we had to stomach and just put up with and deal with. And like she said, seeing through certain lenses. You see what I'm saying? She would say, okay, her husband may say, we're not going to go here. We're not going to go there. Because he may have a certain type of discernment that she don't see. Or that she doesn't feel. You see what I mean? I mean, so right. we grow up in this skin and we can't change. There's nothing we can do about it. That's right. You see what I'm saying? It's not our fault that this construct. It's the devil. We all know it's the plan of the devil to separate us this way. But at the end of the day, we fit this bill, and there's nothing that you could to say to dispute that. It is what it is, But we like to ignore that fact because you feel excluded. You feel like that. Oh, you gotta understand something. All throughout life, your history. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get off because Pastor just showed back. But man, I tell you, I mean, I could go on for days. But what started my journey was I was sitting in a truck and I was driving. Well, I just got off of a job that I was working. I was riding with two white men. I was sitting in the front seat, and the young white boy behind me was talking to this other guy named Chris. And he said, "Oh, Chris, I told that nigger da 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 da." And I look over at Chris driving, and Chris is kind of like uneasy, like, man, you just said nigger. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't say nothing. I kept rolling. I ain't think nothing of it.
I'd have busted his ass right in his damn teeth.
And so the young man in the back ran his mouth again and said, "Oh, I told this nigger da 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 da." Now, mind you, he was speaking of a white man when he was saying nigger. You see what I'm saying? But it was so ingrained in him. It was such a part of him that he just said the word freely. Right. You see what I mean? But Chris is over here thinking, man, this is affecting this man sitting next to me. And so all of a sudden he snapped. And then they begin to try to change the subject. Well, my family's from Poland, and my mom is Norwegian, and all this and that. Now, keep in mind, you're sitting here telling yourself, my people from here, my people from there. Mm-hmm. They said, "Hey, Mitchell, what about you?" And I said, "Man, I don't know, man, slavery." And you know what? Believe it or not, that's what started my whole journey. Right there. That's what started me. That's what turned me on to figure out who the hell I was, where do I come from, to track my history back as far as I can. You know, that's what started it. So, I mean, Sister Ashley did an eloquent job. She did a great job. And that's literally the only white person that I could think of outside of maybe a Richard Flairman, you know, that I've actually walked up to and said thank you to. I went up and said, Deacon Bell, can I talk to your wife? He said, sure, you can. And I went up to her and said, sis, I appreciate it, man. You make me feel included. I had no identity. And now I come to this, and then every so-called, let me just say, so-called black person I talk to, we get it. We see eye to eye, we understand it. But literally, she's the only one of the few white people that I've talked to and spoke with, or I've heard speak, that includes, she makes it a difference. You see what I'm saying? We're not talking about color lines, but we could paint a broad brush and say, okay, these black people fit these damn curses. That's all we're trying to say. You know, and we could paint a broad brush and say, okay, these white people overwhelmingly have been the Gentiles, and obviously they have profited from this whole racism, this society in which is being created and made up. You see what I'm saying? All right, how can I show up at a job? I'm 22 years old, and I get 3 white men walk up to me and say, the longest a black man ever lasted, it was 3 months. I mean, seriously. But you know what? Like I said, I had to be conditioned to just deal with that shit. You see what I'm saying? You know, they would say, hey, Mitchell, put 12 hours on your time sheet. I knew I only been there 10 hours. I'm not going to do that. Then white boys get away with it, but I can't. You see what I'm saying? And sure enough, 2 black men come behind me, got fired. Where am I at? I'm still on the job. Why? Because I just did.
You wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. I said, and I always tell the brothers when I was down in Houston, I said, man, you do what you need to do, not what you want to do. You know, that's all you do. You don't do any more. You do what's in that job description, no more, no less. They can't do nothing with you. You know, and why do we got to think that way? Because we got to think survival. That's just how we got to operate. You know, I can't do what he can do. O'Brien over there, I can't do what he can do. You know, I got to do what I know I can get away with, and that's it. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I got stories for days, man, that I could just tell and just go on and on. Greg knows, all the brethren that been with me, they know. I'll probably make a video about it, man, because this right here, I've been thinking about for a long time. And I mean, just the state of the society right now, and just what we're talking about tonight, man, I mean, it just really shows a lot. And I mean, and it's hard for a lot of other people that are non-melanated to really understand and comprehend what we go through just walking in this skin. I mean, period, point blank. So, it is what it is, but bless you brothers, bless you sisters out there. Shabbat shalom.
Boy, I tell you, we've definitely had some type of broadcast here tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's been wonderful. Impactful.
All right. We got Brother Patrick House up next. Brother Patrick. All right. What I did my hair like I had to do a stymie. I gotta get my stymie in there, man. You know, I got a style.
Yeah.
I got a grandson in there. He got to make sure granddaddy is styling and profiling in there, you know, because grandson be watching everything I do.
Yeah.
Glory to the King.
Glory.
Brother Patrick, Sister Nicole. We bringing y'all up right now. Call number 937-937. Oh boy, you know, Brother Patrick, I don't think, Sister Nicole, I don't think a lot of people understand how y'all came into the ministry. I don't think that people understand how that y'all went from different assembly to assembly to assembly until y'all came across Straitway, because y'all was actually looking for y'all's people. Do you care to explain to everybody out there in the listening audience what you were trying to do?
Yes, sir. Bless you, Shepherd. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear, my brother. Go ahead on it. Roll on.
Okay. There's a small delay. Bless you, Shepherd. Bless you, Elder Mitch. Bless you, Teacher Shane.
Bless you.
But yeah, when the Father started dealing with us, and you know, we were learning through started with our son Legend, you know, with the things that were going on with him, and we started to open up our minds.
Hold on one second, my brother. Keep your thought. But your son Legend had his eyes healed through this ministry.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Okay, so yeah, we found out we moved from Georgia to Ohio to move around my family, and shortly after moving to Ohio, we found out the doctor was telling us with the children that they thought Legend had autism, and so that's when our journey, actually, the father started dealing with us. That's when we started finding out about vaccines, food, the ingredients, food colored dyes, all that. Then we started getting into the government, whatnot. The very last thing the father showed us, and I had no idea about religion, I was never in it, never opened up the scriptures. And the father showed us we watched a video from Truth Unveiled on who the true Israelites were. And literally we were just ecstatic. I mean, we thought we were the only ones that found this information out. And I mean, literally, it was like party mode. We were just jumping for joy. That was the last thing that we found out was who the true Israelites were. And like I said, I never opened up scripture, never read nothing, but that's all I knew. But from that point on, my wife had more of a background in the scriptures, in Christianity and whatnot. And so she started running with it, keeping the Shabbat. She was reading that, and I was just, I just kind of followed along. And then once I started applying myself, it took place. And my eyes started being literally truly open. And then when I literally learned about, the actual true Israelites, and I learned who they were, the so-called black man, melanated man. And then once I was like, because I was always big into basketball, whatnot. I was always drawn to melanated people. There was something about them that drew me to them. I just didn't know most of my life what drew me to them, but I just knew there was something, with them that drew me to them. But anyways, I started getting woke up. It started making more sense. And then once I started going back in history from, where we were at. I think it was 5 years ago. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. The projects. And then we fiend. I mean, we literally searched for truth on the government, what they were doing to us, and we were learning about guns being dropped into the ghettos in Chicago, all of that. And we just fiend for more. We just wanted more. That's our life revolved around was just wanting more. And then it just kept making more sense about how these people, it made sense how these people kept being, put down to the bottom, kept being oppressed. And we're like, then we learned about why, how the ghettos got started and how the drugs were pushed in there by different groups, CIA, the guns, and it made so much sense when you got all the way back to slavery. Then we got into the curses, and we kept going deeper into the rabbit hole, and it just made sense, and we were just ecstatic, and we were just drawing. And then when we fully came into this, we just wanted to be around Yah's people. We just wanted to be around them, so once we started searching the internet, the YouTube and whatnot, we were trying to attach ourselves, and that's where the struggle became. Because in return, we really wasn't wanting to be accepted, but we still just fought and kicked and tried to hook up with different groups in Cincinnati, Ohio. We lived in Ohio and just tried to attach and jumping around from different groups and just wanted to be around Yah's people, because that's where literally, I can't even explain, on the inside, we felt at home when we were around Yah's people. And I can't say that about any other nation, but when we were around Yah's people, we just felt at home. But every time we spent a good month or two with these, with the so-called melanated people in this walk, there was something always missing. We were never satisfied. So we did this for a good 2 years, and in that process, we had a lot of things with our Hebrew brothers and sisters, of letting them live at our house, giving them money. There was just so many different things we went through. A sister literally passed away on us. Just so many different things. And but finally, we were at our wits' end. We never got into the Hebrew roots. We tried to get into the Hebrew roots. The Torah keepers, the white people out there that they don't acknowledge the true people of Israel. That never mention that. And I'm trying to think. It's just so much that went on. But I saw you with Lucas Cameron talking about solar, and
right.
It went off my spirit about check you out. And then we drove to Michigan, and I met you, and then I got to come back again later that night and met you in the lobby.
Yep.
And it was just I could, at the beginning when you don't have much understanding at all, but there was just something that was in me that just drew me to you like a magnet. I couldn't explain it, but it was just I couldn't. was just, you know what I mean? There was no words to explain how I was drawing to you and the ministry. But I still have doubts. You know how you got some spirits in you working against you, saying, you know, trying to, you know, create all this doubt and not wanting to come. But anyways, we come from Pentecost 2 years ago, in 18 Pentecost, and then once we, you know, had our first Sabbath service there, then did mass deliverance on Pentecost on first day. I mean, that was it. It was signed, sealed, delivered. That was it. I mean, we knew this was it. And then I remember looking at you during deliverance, and you looked at me and gave me the thumbs up, and I was just like, this is it. This is home. And then we came back a week later and stayed when you invited us to stay for a week. We stayed for a week, and I remember telling Elder Doug, I said, this is home. I said, we are moving here, and it took a little bit of time, but we ended up selling the home. The Father opened up every door possible because that was our heart's desire. And just every door has been open, and we've been ever since making that move being blessed. And it's just been beautiful being able to be, you know, be able to be grafted into this.
My brother, you heard all that, right?
Oh yeah.
You heard all that's Patrick,
Oh,
right? And I keep saying over and over again. So a lot of people was wondering why I kept mentioning Patrick's name, because they wasn't around when Patrick was vocal in all of this. You understand what I mean? And then some people, so elementary, thought I was excluding them. You understand what I mean? But they get it.
Oh yeah.
Another look here. And because you get it, that doesn't diminish you as a person.
Yes.
And I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. When I was a boy growing up, all I seen was a damn white picture of Jesus.
Yes.
I didn't give a shit what color he was.
Yes.
I just wanted to be saved.
Yes.
All of a sudden, it's a big-ass offense, though.
Yes.
When you read the scriptures, you know exactly what it says. Then all of a sudden, you find out that the Israelites were black people. Jesus is a black man. Yah is a black man. And now all of a sudden, it's a damn offense.
Yes.
Bro, Patrick, why is that so much of a damn offense then?
Well, I tried to meditate a lot on this week since you brought all these videos about the racism and from being by the flesh, by a white man by the flesh, and what I've seen and what I've witnessed in this from us trying to attach. We've always tried to join ourselves, and you know, I really honestly see, even with brothers that are coming into this ministry now, that I'm realizing on a deeper level of that white pride. That spirit, that's a little spirit, that white pride. You know, if you were white and you grew up in this country, for the most part, without saying or saying, you were taught that you were superior. Jesus was white. You know, that was the icing on the cake, Jesus being white.
Uh-oh.
You know, that was the icing on the cake, because if you can paint an image of yourself, then every other nation, nationality, race will believe you are, you know, the superior and everybody else is inferior, because your so-called Yah son, you know, Jesus manifested Yah in the flesh, he is white. So you think that you are superior, whether you're poor or rich or what, being white, you're superior because Jesus is white. Now I see why the importance of making his picture white was so important. Why they did that is because that brought superiority, because you can say Jesus is white. But then, you know, then I understood, so much opened up and I understood about, like when we talked about the ghettos, the projects from slavery on up, you know, all these different things that took place that, you know, the Europeans, you know, in this country, the leaders, you know, they set up, you know, everything was, they set it up in stages, how to keep these people oppressed. And it just, to me, I can't speak for every white person, but to me it made completely sense when I looked back and I was like, man, this shit makes 100% sense. Why they kept these people from when they brought them over till up to today, why they keep them oppressed, but they give off a portrait to the world that these people all look at them. They're out fighting in the streets, you know, shooting each other, you know, selling drugs. That's how they portray them. But that was all set up by the leaders in this country. But what I see with our white brothers coming into this ministry, that I remember a powerful thing when I was in Indiana, when I used to be with Brother Daniel and all them in Indiana, that Elder Rufus came to visit. And I was asking him, this was at the beginning, and I was asking him, I said, I'm having trouble, you know, I come to this ministry, and then, you know, and I know a lot of it was the spirit of rejection, you know, ministering to me, but I just wanted to be accepted so bad by my melanated brothers. But at the same time, that spirit, I was like, didn't feel accepted because I was with Daniel, and everyone's, with Daniel, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't feel that same love. So I was asking, the Rufus about that. It was so powerful. He said that if someone has a struggle seeing you in the flesh and they haven't truly been born again, and that really stuck with me about being born again. But getting back to our the white brothers and this and that, I think they bring a lot of that over in the renewing of the mind and the being transformed, wanting to be a Hebrew. I look at our brothers like you, Pastor Corey, Brother Daniel, Brother Gideon, Robert Mathis. I can go down the list. And I literally look, because I used to say when we first started to read the scripture, I'm like Lion of Judah, and I look at these white Ashkenazis and stuff, and I was like, there ain't no way. These guys look like the Lion of Judah, these warriors. Mm-hmm. But literally, when I literally learned that Israel, and I'm like, these men look like like lions, like warriors. And it all made sense to me. But I think with a lot of it, though, like I keep going back to, is that white pride, that white privilege that is being brought over into this walk. Because there's that white privilege. You even see it, just like most melanated men, they get pulled over in a car. They're worried about getting shot, drug out of the car, beat up, whatever might happen to them. But then you got white people get, pulled over and like, how dare you give me a ticket? How dare, you know what I mean? It's a mindset.
Yeah. Because
we've been brought up in this country this way. But like I said, though, when I sit here and meditate on all this stuff, being white by the flesh, I sit here and wonder, is it really the renewing of the mind? You really want to be Israel? You really want to be transformed? You know what I mean? Or you still bringing all that white Christianity? I'm starting to see so much of a mindset with the white people. If that makes any sense.
Brother, it makes a lot of sense. You can't even... What can you add to it? What can you say?
You would know.
Yes, sir.
And what? Patrick. Bro, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Is your Shai still up too?
Yes, sir.
Let the people hear from your Shai how that she just wanted to be Israel.
Yes, sir. Here she is.
Hello, bless you, Pastor.
This Sister Nicole?
Yes, sir.
That's my country Alabama girl. That's Patrick's.
Oh, yeah.
That's Patrick's wife. All right.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear the Alabama.
You know.
Alabama.
Yeah.
You can hear Alabama.
Yes, sir.
Come on, sister.
Oh, thank you for even giving me the opportunity to speak. I don't take it lightly. But so I want to say, from listening to Sister Ashley, first we can tell that clearly that she is a living testimony that you must be taught by a Yahudim. There's just no denying that. So we had talked, yesterday, we had talked on some things. And so I was telling her, I think one of the biggest problems with Gentiles in the flesh when they, come and attach to Israel is that, it's like Mother Carol always says, between men and women, that we have a role to play. But I think that goes on a deeper level when we're looking between those that attach themselves to Israel, being Gentiles in the flesh. Even within that, there's a specific role to play. And so when we look at these scriptures, and it talks about provoking to jealousy, that's the job description of a Gentile, but not in a way that is, not in a boastful, prideful way. When you read in Romans 11:11 and 10:19, and it's the same Strong's number, that's 3863, and it says to stimulate alongside and to excite to rivalry. So basically, it's like I would take that as it's an encouragement. It's not a boastful thing. And so since we don't know our job requirement in that, we're not able to fulfill it properly. And if we're not able to fulfill it properly, then we'll never be able to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. So that, to me, is one of the ways that a Gentile would boast against a natural branch, because you're diminishing the position of a natural branch. And so we had I told her one of the things that I had really been thinking on, everybody knows about Ruth.
And a lot of us have probably read that many times, and I've read it many times and never thought about the significance, apart from Ruth, but the significance of Orpah in that. And really, I think that is such a powerful short book because you're able to see these two different women and the characteristics of both of these Gentiles. And in my understanding is that you can only be one of the two of these women when you come this way and attach yourself to Israel. Mm-hmm. You're either going to be a Ruth or you're going to be an Orpah. And so we can define some of those characteristics when we just read about Ruth and we see. I had written down some things that I would say would be some characteristics of a Ruth. That you can clearly see that a Ruth would have forgotten her father's house. So like Sister Ashley was saying, there's not going to be, I'm a this, I'm a German, any of these nations, it's not going to be, I've forgotten my father's house, and I have made a covenant with the house of Israel, with these people. So it's going to be a fervent love for the bloodline descendants of Israel. So that means that you're going to be a feeder branch. Like I was telling her, we were talking today, and I was telling her one of the things I was thinking about is, when you think about like with tomatoes, you've got a sucker branch, you've got your feeder. So you're going to be actually feeding and nourishing the house of Israel. That's what a Ruth would do. You're going to be able to sympathize and empathize with the atrocities that Israel has endured, and you're going to rejoice in the truth. That's what the Father says, to rejoice in. It's not enough to just acknowledge it and then you acknowledge it once, don't never speak about it again. You rejoice in it. So that is a passionate proclamation that you're going to continue to do. And so that passion that a Ruth would have would be to help to heal. Sir?
No, I was just saying to Elder Mitchell, you hearing this? Keep going.
Oh, yes, sir. So one of the passions of a Ruth is going to be to heal, to serve, and to restore natural Israel. So the goal for us would be we would want to help to produce. Our goal, we want to build more Mother Carols and Mother Jennifers. We don't want to replace them. That's never going to be, we'll never have a fulfilled or restored nation in that manner. And so a Ruth would respect and honor the natural branches. And so that would be her desire to serve his people from a pure intent, not based on the fact that she would have a name greater than sons and daughters, but that she was given the grace to come into a kingdom when her ancestors were designed to serve devils, and never any other nation was ever even thought of having any form of salvation. So just being, the humility that would come from just the gratitude of even being allowed to be in. If he told you to peel onions for 1,000 years, the lowest seat in the kingdom to a Ruth would be greater than the highest seat in hell, which is where your ancestors, where their inheritance would have been for us originally. So this is a person that would be completely sold out for Israel and that would withhold no good from them. And so they would have a great zeal, and there is no plan B or an option 2 for a Ruth. And so a Ruth would be a person that has a full conversion. And an Orpah, on the other side of that, with the Orpah would be a superficial conversion. They would be a seat warmer. They would be among Israel, but not with or of Israel. So this person would be here, but not have a fervent love for the natural branches. They would be a lukewarm person who the Father says we know that he will spew out of his mouth a lukewarm person. So this would be a sucker branch. This would be a person that gleans from the power, all these things that happen in the ministry, and then somehow attain it to their own credibility just because they're among it. So this person would have the residue of some other form of bloodline pride. So you would always see that come up in some way. Jordan, German, Nordic, Viking, some kind of something that it's always going to go back to, right? And so they would avoid or ignore conversations that would paint their bloodline descendants in any negative light. And so they would refuse to speak about certain injustices of the white man because their heart is still constituted after them. So this person would be someone that has not made a full confession or repented of their or the ancestral sins. which would be the reason why they would be proud in heart and remain unclean. Because if all these things, any offense that would be in them would be because they haven't been cleansed of these things. So it's that mindset of servitude is based on conditions. I'm here because we're equal, you know. But if it was that you were a lowlier form, would you be here? Would you serve? If he said, you know, that you were less of anything, would you still be here? Because I guarantee that Ruth would have been. You can tell by the text that's written about her that she didn't care about her seat in the kingdom. So this type of person wants to forget the negative past and wants to move on into the future. And we know that's like, you can't, you know, speaking from a medical perspective of someone that's been on, different, within the ICU, different, like wound care teams.
Go ahead.
So this would be like a person that you would just want to keep a Band-Aid over something, but you don't want to actually clean out. Like, you can't just put a Band-Aid over shrapnel, right? You're like putting salt in these wounds when you continue to act as though these things that have happened have never been a big deal. And so people can't fully heal that way. And so you can't really be on one accord and have that real fervent love with a person that continues to speak from such a coldness to his people. So this is a person that does not desire to invest in his people or to be in a position to heal them. Let's see. So I'm just thinking of some of the other things that we had talked about, but those were some big things. So basically, if you have an offense about this topic, it would be because there's a spirit of Orpah that lives in you. Would be my personal takeaway in it, is that you have not really been converted to a Ruth, and that, you know, that mindset. And so you cannot restore a nation without the people of the nation. And so that is that conquering and homeward Gentile trait that I think is the most prevalent that you would see. How easily it was for Orpah to go back to her people and serve her God, because that's where her heart always was constituted. And so when you think about all the people that have come and went within the ministry, to me it would show that they had a spirit, the same mind, of Orpah. And so that was just, being an open book to be read of all men. Your pages declare you as a Ruth or an Orpah, I think is something big to really reflect on and meditate on as a Gentile after the flesh. And I was telling Ashley that Mother Beasley was such a wise woman, and I'm so thankful to have known her. She was a woman that she was a people watcher. She didn't take your words, just your words. She sat and she observed me for a long time, and she wasn't a discriminative woman by any means, but she was very wise in that she watched people, and she really did know them by their fruit. And I remember one day she told me in passing, I was like, I won't lie, she said, you really don't see color, do you? And I had never thought about that before, because ever since we come in this walk, I never thought about it. But it wasn't that. When I had meditated on it later, I told Ashley, I said, it was never that, because you can't be a Ruth and not see color. The problem, the thing is that when you are a Ruth, you see the color, you just don't see your own, because you've forgotten your father's house, and you see the beauty of his children, and how these are people above all people. And so then your heart is constituted after these people, because we come from a people that were so conquering. They were conquerors, they were destroyers. It only makes sense that now us as attaching to the remnant would have to be a part of the restoration process, a part of the healing, the cleansing, that we would have to help in that repairing of the breach would only make sense as Gentiles after the flesh, to do that in all humility.
My sister, man, I'll take. What can you say, Elder? What can you say, Teach? Brother Patrick, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Hey, Sister Nicole.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people think that we're on a first name basis and all the other stuff. Watch this. Y'all ready for this?
Go ahead.
Sister Nicole.
Yes, sir.
In the last year or two, how many words have I said to you, your pastor? Watch this.
Okay, let me count. Where is your husband? 4.
Y'all hear that?
Yes, sir.
In over 2 years.
Where is your husband?
What? That's it.
Where is your husband?
Y'all hear me? I know the spirit of my dear sister. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Bless her heart. Love her dearly. Sister Nicole, do you not feel safe, you and the children, when you're here on the land and your husband is at work?
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, absolutely.
My sister, bless you. Have a good night. Shabbat shalom.
Bless you. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
My country, Alabama. Sister, y'all hearing that? 2 years. All she can understand from me is, where is your husband? Well, Teach Eric Robinson. You know he coming up next, right? Teach Eric got to get up in here.
Come with it.
He got to finish it off with us.
Come with it.
Teach, are you there?
Oh.
Teach may have done dropped off on us. Teach Eric, you there?
Shabbat shalom. Can you hear me?
Ah, there he is. There he is right there. Teach, yeah, we got you, Teach. You there?
Yes, sir.
My brother, we want you to chime in on what you heard tonight. Let's hear it.
Well, it was all very good, Shepherd, and speaking to this hate, it's exactly like what I've heard kind of progressing the whole night, is that the white man, he's not used to submitting. He's not used to taking accountability. Because if he was, then maybe he would repent, and then maybe the change that we're all seeking to happen would spark. And what's really upsetting is, this whole, it doesn't matter what color the original Hebrews are. You see, this, this, Shepherd, this is a modern mindset.
Come on.
And this evolved from recent historical truth that you've eloquently shared, a lot of the leaders shared, that has now come to light. Now that the Gentiles today, that they cannot suppress this truth, the only thing left for them to do is deny that the truth even matters. Because the early separatists that hijacked the heritage book of Israel, they knew damn good and well that in order to effect change, and to change the message, and to conform it into their image, they had to change the people. And it goes all the way back to the time of Messiah with the death, burial, and resurrection to come, that Paul himself had to say to the Gentiles, do not boast against the house of Yehuda and with James. See, the thing here is that everything that they went and did in their early teachings with these Gentiles was completely contrary to the Council of Jerusalem's direction.
Right.
They started to relax the laws. Yes, sir. And the reason that when they started to relax the laws and to change things, well, what they needed to do was discredit and make light of the authority of the true Hebrews, of the Hebraic council that was out teaching and guiding the people. They knew that the only way that they could gain the following with the Gentiles and to create their little Capitolicos assembly, their universal abstract doctrine, was to go and change the specific concrete doctrine of the Hebrew people. You see, there's always been a remnant of the Hebrew believers holding fast to the true teachings of Yeshua, and what they did is they turned and they called those people heretics. Because in order to keep this false doctrine alive, they had to label the Hebrew people barbarians, Neanderthals, savages,
Scythians.
and they did this in order so they could preserve the lie.
Right.
Yes, sir. This lying spirit of division, Pastor, is still working in all the nations to separate the book of promise from Yah's people in order to try to prevent the restoration. if they would actually acknowledge, if the white man would stand up and actually acknowledge the sin of their forefathers and they would repent, well, then they would break that generational curse and separate themselves from that spirit that is trying to insulate itself. In all this, the Gentiles kick against the pricks as they cannot stop the restoring of the old past, no more than Yeshua could be stopped establishing a covenant with his people through his death, burial, and resurrection. And so, what are we looking at today? To submit, obey to the true word of Yah. Repent. Separate yourself from that generational curse of that wicked spirit of division, of envy, jealousy, greed, and submit yourself to the Master's will. Then just maybe that spark, that revival of Yah's people that we've all been looking for to actually take place. But as long as we keep hardening our heart, we're going to try to prevent that, and then you're going to find yourself perishing along with the world.
Woo. You hear me? Teach. Man.
Be like, yes, sir, go ahead.
I can't even. I got Teach Shane. I got Elder up in here, man. We. What do you say, man? You just keep.
Gotta listen to this again.
You can't. You can't act. Good God of mercy, man. Woo! You know what? The sad part about it, teaching, no matter how much truth y'all brought out, no matter how much y'all have said, and mind you, we went systemic. Male, female, male, female, male, female. Back and forth. No wiggle room. None whatsoever at all. And how is it? I know what it is, though. It's the spirit of righteousness that they get it. Mm-hmm. Anytime somebody else don't get it, they just don't get it. And again, I'm here tonight because I also, believe me, I know where Teacher Shane's spirit is coming from on that, and a lot of people brand new to the ministry don't know his attitude or his spirit concerning this. So we're here tonight to actually add other voices so that everybody can understand that everybody is pretty much in the ministry on the same sheet of music, because he wouldn't be with me all these damn years.
True.
Is that making sense?
Yes, sir.
Glory.
But if you got all this damn shit going on in the damn world that's going on today, like we have going on, and mind you, I purposely make a distinction. Israel, you better not have your ass out there protesting with these damn Gentiles there. Have I not said that?
Oh, yeah, you did.
You better not have your ass out there. You better be at home preserving yourself and your nation. And I mean that with everything we got in us, because these are not our people that are doing that. You got that, Teach, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah. Teach, we appreciate everything that's been said. We got 1 minute. We got to close this thing out. Appreciate you being there for me, all right?
Hey, love you all very much,
90
family.
seconds.
All right, my brother. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
I told y'all we was going to use probably every damn second.
Yeah.
And we just got a 90-second warning.
It's just like old times.
It's old times.
It's old
Elder
times,
Mitch said,
right.
this is like old time. By the way, y'all see that straightway sign? If you committed to get these straightway, you better have a check in the mail next week. I hate to take time out and come drive by every last one of y'all house.
60 seconds.
We got 1 minute. Good God, 3 hours all we get, right?
Hallelujah.
Hey, I bless you all. Love you all. I hope y'all continue to keep watching, listening. Believe me, I know a broadcast like this is not easy to stomach if you got trouble and problem. If you don't, it's easy. So I'll tell you what. We'll see y'all Shabbat morning. Give us a few hours. We're going to get the little night shade, night eyes. And we'll see you then. I bless y'all. In the sweet person, strong and victorious, and mighty overcoming name, our soon coming King Yahshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
The King
shalom.
is coming.
Hallelujah.
Look at him looking.